Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Full Metal Demon Muramasa. We're currently being invaded and hiding out in Futaraka Castle. Things aren't going well for us as, despite having Defender's advantage, apparently we're taking 4-1 losses. Yeah, the opposite of what you'd expect from a Defender's advantage. We're losing 4 guys for every 1 we kill, despite being a Defender. It's gotta be rough. If you're on an island being invaded and you're taking 4 times the casualties of your opponent, yeah, you're gonna have a bad time on land-to-land battles. Luckily, we have just the man for the job. Ah, yes. We do, don't we? They're planning a counteroffensive. They're planning a counteroffensive in the night, and I think they're planning on sending their own little assassins, who are admittedly not as good as the British ones. As the British ones have complete invisibility while moving to radar, and can just zip around, and these guys got guys that are invisible while they don't move, which is kind of hard to use when your opponent has guards that can scan through walls. But I guess they'll do something. I mean, it's the plot. They'll do something. Of course they will. Let's see how this goes. Chachamaru turns to look at me, past me, and feeling a chill, I follow her gaze. And there he is, silent and still as a shadow. Were it not for Chachamaru, I would never have known he was there. Are your men up to the task, Joansai? Of course, General. I'll see to it at once. I wonder who they're going to be able to actually reach. They're presumably assassins, so who are they going to aim for? This is not Yokohama, right? This is the countryside? I'd expect the Yokohama base background, if they were like assassinating anyone relevant, they might just be killing some random guards, maybe taking out the guys manning the artillery or the artillery platforms themselves. That's what I assume you'd want infiltrators to do, right? You're getting pounded by artillery and airships. Take out one or the other, or take out command units, right? That's what your commandos are for, right? You got to take out high priority things, so supplies, supplies including food and ammunition, high profile targets like officers. You need to take out key pieces of equipment. We'll see. And like, people carry their Tsurugi on their person at all times and they aren't easily destroyed, so I assume they're going for like artillery platforms, because the blimps will just fly forever. They don't actually need to set down. Right? We'll see. You my relief? Yeah. Go get some rack time. I guess that's what they call time in the barracks. Finally, I'm beat to shit. My first thought when they said rack time is like, what? They're putting them on the rack now for when they're off duty? They gotta make them a bit extra taller, It doesn't sound all that pleasant, but you never know. Clearly not what they meant, right?
Yamato It's not like we really need to post sentries after the pounding we gave them today. Those monkeys aren't going to try anything. Hell, I bet they're getting ready to make a break for it. And of course, I like the framing change here. We went from vertical to the horizontal text automatically, as these guys are widely spaced apart from each other, and there's not really anything of value down at the bottom, so they just cover that up. Kind of convenient. Although, like, they're completely absent of faces. In fact, I'm pretty sure their sprites are just mirrored and flipped. Yep, mirrored and flipped sprite. Possibly a height change, although I don't know. That would be interesting. Nope, doesn't look like a height change. Maybe it's just the train. You didn't want to stand watch. You shouldn't have joined the army.
わかってるよ。じゃ
Yeah,
あ、あとはよろしくな。
Anyway, it's all yours. I mean, even though the army's a pretty dangerous job, if you're invading an island and doing this well, you probably picked the right side, or at least that'd be your thought, right? After this day, you're like, damn, we got a foothold on this. We got a foothold on a defended island with this few losses. Even taking the biggest city on the continent, or the biggest city on the island in the whole country.
ゆっくり休め。
Right, have a good nap.
だからって、そんなところで寝るなよ。
I didn't mean right here.
しょうがないやつだな。そんなに疲れてたのか。
Damn, you really were beat to shit, huh?
おい、起きろって。
Hey, get up. If someone catches you.
なんだ
Wait, what's that in your throat?
喉に。
A knife?
ナイフ。誰 六原馬屋衆。
The Amaya shoe. We got to announce our presence. Why? Why are we announcing our presence? I know he's probably dead. Fire. Hey.
塗料、見えました。敵の野営地と思われるあたりに火の手が。
There it is, Master. That must be the location of their camp.
結構です。局舎法に伝えなさい。
Good. Tell the gunners.
あの火を撃てと。
Target the flame.
これで、いくらかの意種返しにはなるでしょ
Well, this hardly evens the score. It should buy us some time.
う。時間
The
は、
question is how much?
さて、どの程度稼げるか。
Okay, they have a small camp. I don't know how much damage you're actually going to do, though. Alright. December 1st, 821. You do a bit of damage to their...
入道様、敵が再び攻撃を開始したとのことです。
encampment that they easily took. Alright. Master, the enemy's bombarding us again.
夜明けとともに来るかと思っておれば、ずいぶんゆっくりだの。
And here I thought they'd begin a first flight. What took them so long, I wonder? Maybe that was a supply camp specifically they were looking for. It wasn't clear enough what they did. Just bombarding the general position of the enemy camp doesn't seem particularly effective. But hey, if it was a big supply camp and they hit something valuable, or critical, that'd be nice. Definitely caused a delay of a couple hours shipping resources from your base in Yokohama out here.
昨夜の薬が効いたかな？何でもやってみるものよ。
Did our little venture sap their strength? It never hurts to try our options. Master?
こんな質問をどうかお許しください。
If I might be permitted a question?
六原は勝ちますか？
Will we win?
そなたやそなたの姉のためにも勝たねばなるまいの。
Well, I suppose I must see that we do, mustn't I? If not for my sake, then for you and your sister.
入道様。
Master.
閣下、遊佐中将閣下。
General Yusa?
無礼者。
How dare you barge in here?
ご容赦。古賀よりの急報なる。
Pardon, General? I carry an urgent message from Koga.
古賀よりの最終連絡であります。
The base is being overrun. Well, that's not good. Not much they can do about Koga.
なんですっ
What did you say? Looks like they're losing Koga as well. So they lost half their bases. They lost fully half their bases and their capital. That's not looking good.
どうも昨日の勢いがねえな、クイーンズアーミ
Would you look at that? The Queen's army seems a bit off their game today.
ー。お兄さんもそう思わない？
You see what I'm seeing?
確かに。馬屋衆のかく乱は
Thanks to the
進
Amaya
駐
shoe.
軍の夜間空爆に
We
恐
aren't
ろ
the
さを
only
取ら
ones
ぬ成
suffering
果を
from
上げ
lack
た
of
ようだ。
sleep. I mean, it was one bombardment, but I might slow them down a bit. Did you dwell much on the Shishku lunch with Kageaki? No, I did not. Although it was an interesting encounter, It was like Shishku wasn't offering anything that Kageaki would actually want. Because he doesn't know what Kageaki's motive for working for Rokuhara is. Although it does seem that Shishku is aware now that, like, Kageaki isn't serving Chachamaru out of loyalty for the country. There's enough in the script to strongly suggest they're really brothers. Are they? I didn't dwell on it too hard. He kind of likes it. He kind of likes them, but I wasn't thinking there was enough in the script to suggest they are actually brothers. As it wouldn't make too much sense for Kageaki to randomly be adopted by another family. That one's kind of strange. He isn't even, like, heir to the family or anything. Both have Japanese foster kids to their houses. Otori's flashback shows Shishku came to Otori named Otori Arata. You're suggesting they're brothers? Okay. That's an interesting theory. We know Shishiku was adopted into the family, but he's not into Otori's family directly, right? Kageaki's flashback when the commissioner died showed his previous name was Arata Jiro. Jiro being... okay. Jiro being the second son of Arata. Oh, they're both Arata? So they're both Arata and thus could actually be brothers? That's an interesting idea. The Arata kanji used in the Japanese is different though? So they might be intended to be different people with a similar name? Although this is written, this isn't like... It's not like they couldn't have just used a different name. So that might suggest that, if that's the case. They both have the same family name from the family they come from. But why'd they get adopted to separate families like that? Alright. They're brothers, but they get adopted to separate families and no one tells them about their other relatives? Yeah, maybe that's a little bit unusual. I guess if they explored it would make sense. If it's never explored, maybe it's not the case. And you say it's the kanji used for Arata is different in Japanese as well. We just have Shishiku's mystical nostalgia to go on in the names. I mean, names can be a useful way to tie people in. Maybe it's a hook or a truth that just doesn't have anything plot relevant to it. Still an interesting observation. Right? Might just add a little bit more depth. It's like they don't need to spell it out and make it a plot point. They can just be like, oh, this might be the case. Very out of character for Shishku. Yeah, I would have thought they would have known their, like, brother was, like, alive. And given how much Shishku seems to care about his, like, niece or his nephew, sorry, who died in the first act, I would expect him to try and keep tabs on the rest of his family. If he's that concerned. Yeah, his intended loyalty would be, like, completely lacking there. So maybe they just have similar names. Interesting. Okay. Still, it's an interesting thought, though. They might be brothers. I was just thinking he was seeing someone who was also strong and was like, man, it'd be really nice to have someone this convicted and strong on my side who'd be, like, this useful. I didn't think he thought they were actual brothers. I thought he was just merely suggesting that, like, He'd like someone. He'd like a companion or something. Which did make sense. Which did sort of make sense for Shishku. As he seems like a normal person. He seems like a decent person. Like, that seems like something someone could want. So why not? Alright, everyone's
し
sleepy.
かもこっちが最初から腹を決めてたのに比べてあっちは寝耳に水だったろうからね。
The difference
いや、
is we were ready
寝
for it
耳
and for
に
them.
火か？
I bet it was like having a bucket of water dumped on your head or a bucket of high explosives.
今日の喧嘩はこっちに分がありそうだ。
Looks like things were going our way today.
Oh.
Agreed. Today is the 1st of December, and that leaves 3 days until Ikaru awakens. 3 more days that we must hold Futaraku against the might of the West. I figured the task would be impossible, especially after yesterday's losses, but if a little nighttime artillery is enough to blunt the enemy's stride, perhaps it won't be so difficult after all. I mean, it's just the morning. You haven't seen how they are. How they are in a bit. If the 4th comes and GHQ's best efforts failed to take the castle, their leaders will have no choice but to deploy their ultimate weapon as Chachamaru and the Green Dragon Society intend.
敵の前線が下がってる？
Looks like they're pulling back.
見るからに士気が低いから
If morale's
な。も
low,
う
they
少
might
し
want to
マ
bring
シ
in
な部
fresh
隊に
units.
変えるのではないか。
見切りが早いな。ま、向こうは兵力は待ってるしね。
Must be nice having men to spare. Wouldn't you watch for this to be the sign that they're throwing out the bomb early? I mean, you wouldn't want that to happen, but it's possible.
今のうちにこちらも負傷者の搬送や補給を済ませるべきだろう。
Should take this opportunity to resupply and collect the wounded.
え、
On it.
テステステス。
Test it! You're in the middle of war zone. Testing! 1, 2, 3!
六原の皆さん、
Man of Rokuhara.
六原の皆さん。
It's GHQ. This is GHQ. I thought that was Chachamaru trolling. Looking out across the field, I see an enemy has erected a number of loudspeakers, the Yamato, and that issues from them is perfectly competent, though the speaker's inflection is clearly not that of a native.
なんだ？
Psychological warfare, or are they gonna drop the bomb?
降伏勧告でもする気か。
Perhaps they'll demand our surrender? Yeah.
ああ、定番だね。でも時期を外してるよな。
Hello there.
Well, there's not much else it could be. They picked a weird time, then. Why, hello there, my friend.
てめえらがもっと元気な時にやりゃいいのに。
You're supposed to do that while you're winning?
同感だな。
Indeed. I mean, they are taking Koga, right? So maybe they're like, you have 2 fortresses left. What hope do you have, or something? As expected, the voice begins by demanding our surrender. The response from Horigo's men is lukewarm, to say the least. Groups of soldiers chuckle to each other or toss howls of contempt back across the field.
六原の皆さん、武器を捨てて降伏しなさい。
Lay down your weapons, men of Rokuhara.
私たちはあなたたちを許します。
We bear you no
罪
ill
人
will.
扱いはしません。
You'll all be treated fairly. Now, they did start this war with a surprise attack. Okay.
そりゃありがたいこと
Gee,
って。
thanks. We don't bear you any ill will. We just want to conquer you. I mean... It got a good reason for that one?
降伏しなさい。六
Time for
原の
y'all.
皆さん、
Time for y'all to surrender.
戦い続けてもあなたたちは負けます。降伏しなければ
You have no
死
hope
ん
of
でし
victory.
まいます。
Fighting will only cost you your lives.
そうかよ。
Oh, just our lives.
勝つのは私たちです。今日の朝、古賀の城は
They-
私たち
I
の
called
もの
it.
になりました。
I called it. They're making the announcement because they took Koga. Yep. Good night, bro. The war ended this morning when we captured Koga District headquarters. Yep.
あなたたちに縁はありません。あなたたちは勝てません。
No one is coming to save you. You have no chance.
なんだ
What?
古賀の城は落ちました。
Koga has fallen.
笹川の軍隊はもうここに来られません。古賀にいる私たちの仲間が通しません。
There will be new reinforcements from Sasagawa. We control the land and the air.
あなたたちに援軍は来ないのです。
You're on your own.
降伏しなさい。
It's time to surrender.
いかん。
We do it. We have to do something.
くそあおい
Hey, you. Shit.
は
Yes, General.
各隊に伝令を走らせろ通信じゃねえ伝令だ
Get a message to every unit. Don't use the radio. Send runners.
古賀は健在来園は間近敵の巨峰に踊らされるな
Tell them don't be fooled by the enemy's lies. Koga stands. Help is coming.
手触れて回れ
Go.
了解。
Yes, General.
実際のところ
What do you really think? I whisper once I'm sure there's no one in earshot.
本当に進駐軍の熱と
You believe it's just a lie?
そうならいいとは本気で思ってるけど判断はお兄さんと同じかな
So it's sure as hell what I want to believe, but we're probably on the same page here.
進駐軍が損害無視で古賀を夜通し攻撃していたとすれば今朝陥落ってのはおかしな話じゃない
If they decided fuck casualties, we're hitting Koga all night long, yeah, they could have had it this morning.
妥当なところか。
Certainly a plausible scenario. I had to guess, I'd say it's theirs.
古賀は本当に落ちた
So we lost Koga, and with it the road to Sasagawa. At last, Futaraku is truly on its own. Rokuhara is doomed. Doomed! Not a good way for things to go, is it? Probably were hoping at least one of your main bases would hold out a little bit longer. Still, it's also not good if it's not good for Chachamaru and Kageyaki if it looks like the war won't drag into a stalemate, because their goal is to force a stalemate so that the enemy is forced to use their bomb. But if it's not a stalemate and they're getting swept literally everywhere but Futaraku, they still lose, right? Because the enemy's gonna be like, dude, it's one fortress, just like starve them out or whatever, who cares? We have the entire country, and they have no soldiers. Like, it's like we have everything but one tiny little islet. We have everything but one tiny fortress. That's not a... There's no way the war drags on, right? So, it's not looking good for Chachamaru if they're losing this much ground this often, and are unlikely to be able to force aggressive action in the next few days. Because they're not dragging things to stalemate right now. They're just losing.
諦めね
Not over? It's true. It's not over till it's over.
え諦めねえぞ
Not over, damn it. Yeah, so close. If looks could kill, then Chachamaru's glare would surely slay the gods themselves. Alas, we can only watch helplessly as the invaders loose a mighty cry and surge forward, spirit restored, to shatter our defenses once and for all.
進駐軍が古賀を奪った。
They took Koga?
は、
Yes, Highness.
確かな。
Are we sure?
こちらに入っているのは噂だけです。確
We
実
haven't
な
yet
裏
been able
付
to
けはあ
confirm
り
the
ません。
reports.
ただ、状況証拠と呼べるものなら、
There is a reason to believe it's true.
それはどんな？
What's that?
朝方は籠城側の優勢だったのが逆転しています。
This morning, Rokuhara had advantage at Futaraku, but not anymore.
進駐軍は意気健康。対して幕府軍は消沈しているようです。
GHQ has regained their momentum while the besieged forces seem disheartened.
そうか。
Damn.
何らかの大きな変化があったの
Clearly
は、
something's changed.
菊池。
Kikuchi.
はい。
Highness.
決着。
I
つい
barely-
てもうたかな。
Barely heard that. I think he's asking if it's over.
宮殿下におかれては、進駐軍との交渉方法を考えられたがよろしいかと存じます。
At this time, Your Highness, I recommend we prepare to negotiate with Her Majesty's representatives.
うん。
Oh, I guess that's that. The prince doesn't seem too happy about this, does he? He's like super disappointed, but you know, that's what it is. They getting rolled hard. At least so far, right? Koga.
捕虜の移送を急げ。物資の確認もだ。
Get those prisoners loaded. I want that supply dump built on the double.
笹川軍の来襲に備えればならん。
Sasagawa won't catch us unprepared.
地上は慌ただしいな。
Looks like the ground pounders aren't getting a break.
将軍様は生真面目でいらっしゃる。
休む間も惜しんで防衛体制を整えるつもりのようだ。
The CO wants the defenses restored on the double in case Sasagawa tries to take Koga back.
付き合わされる方はたまらん。
What a hard ass. I mean, he took a fortress. He took another one of the fortresses in a day. That's pretty good.
笹川の指揮官にまともな頭があれば、今頃は白旗の準備を始めているだろう。
If
攻めてくる気力などあるものか。
If Sasagawa's commanding officer has any brains at all, he's dusting off the white flag right now. No way in hell they try and attack. Especially if you can't see these guys. Yeah, that'd be pretty rough.
全くだな。
I'm with you there. Unless they're already attacking.
反応
Here
を
we go.
発見。敵機だな。
Unidentified contacts gotta be theirs. Strange that we're getting the GHQ view when typically they can't even see these guys because they're invisible to radar and like almost, I don't know if they're going ridiculously fast. You realistically can't see them, you just engage them and kill them.
おいおい、予想が早速外れたぞ。
Is their commanding officer enough?
いや、あれは偵察機だろう。
Probably
数
just
も少
scouting
な
it.
い。
Not enough for an attack.
古賀の状況を確かめに来たんだ。
Guess they want to see if there's a chance.
なるほど。諦めの悪い奴らだ。
Sounds like they're off through the hard ass too. What orders, Cap?
返してやりましょう。現実を教えるのはいいプレゼントです。
Let's send them home, sir. Their boss could use a wake-up call.
違いない。
Bet they'll thank us for it later.
だが融通の利かない将軍に怠慢を責められてもかなわん。
It would be sporting, wouldn't it? Still, I just know the general will ride my ass for slacking if we let them go.
ならやっちまいますか。位置はこっちの優勢です。
Did we wipe them out then? We got the high ground.
そうだな。よし。
Here's the
一
plan.
機だけ残す。
We let one escape to report back.
他は彼。
The rest are ours.
了解。
Sir,
うさぎ狩りだ。
it's rabbit season, boys.
先行招待よりマテンコ。進駐軍の竜騎兵を発見した。
Outrider to Matenko, enemy dragoons in sight. Excuse me, what? Those are their stealth dragoons? How are they even visible? The whole issue with the stealth dragoons is that they couldn't be seen. They couldn't be seen and just freely killed as many people as they wanted, which is why they were winning the sky all the time. Even Kagiaki was like, what the fuck are these guys? And just immediately dove onto one of the blimps to avoid them. Because they have super speed and radar stealth. So basically they're out of, even if you're staring at them, you can't see them because they're so far away, and then they just go stab you before you can react, right? Because they're moving so fast that you need radar to detect them. Most of the time. Kind of surprising that anyone's even able to get a message out asking what to do, considering normally it would just be... Normally in this war it's been, oh no, we're flying around, oh no, we're dead, they're in... What are they? Where are they? And then, you know, gone. It's a little bit strange. Even if they're flying in the same direction, they should just not see them, but alright. Plot demands that they at least know they're here, so that's fine.
了解。
Understood, Matenko.
一機たりとも返さない。
No survivors?
何？ケイラの竜騎兵小隊が一つ音信途絶だと。
What do you mean they're not responding? Are you saying we lost an entire patrol? I'd be just as surprised considering they hadn't lost a single one of those guys before. Alright. I wonder what their trick is to get through radar blindness. But we'll find out. Maybe they just forgot about it.
敵の大軍に襲われて連絡をよこす間もなく全滅し
Can't
た。
be right. We would have heard
はずは
something.
ないな。もしそうなら他の警ら隊が動静をつかんでいないのは不自然だ。
Even if their comms are jammed, another patrol would have seen them fighting. That leaves.
ということは単なる職務怠慢か。
I knew it.
少し勝つとすぐだらけ合って。これだからバカはどしがたい。
One victory and they all start stroking their cocks. Well, not in this man's army, by God. No jerking off here, I guess. A day spent carefully observing the fortress has only affirmed my initial assessment. I'll never reach Futaraku Castle. First, there's the invading army to contend with, even if I somehow slip through their ranks. Already a nearly impossible task. Next, I'll have to scale the walls without being seen by scores of defenders. As night fell, the attackers withdrew their forces, but any hope I had of sneaking in under cover of darkness vanished when I saw that Rokuhara tripled their patrols. I'd stand a better chance in broad daylight. Honestly, I have no idea how to proceed.
なんて
Well, can't just wait around
弱
doing
音を
nothing.
吐いてる場合じゃないのに。
Long ago, I accompanied mother and grandfather across the breadth of war-torn Yamato. I know how to read the flow of a battle. This castle is going to fall in soon. I briefly considered waiting for the invaders to storm inside the walls, then slipping inside once they were breached, but finding a single individual amidst that chaos would be like fishing a needle from the ocean in a storm. I have to find my way inside before the castle falls and a way to locate Kageaki. Kageaki, it's gonna be hard to find. Right?
Hey, dwarf! Let's play together!
Dwarf, let's have some fun! The force occupying Kamakura relaxed its restrictions on the populace somewhat. According to the periodic announcements, citizens are free to return to their homes, while anyone with pressing business elsewhere may request permission from a GHQ patrol. I take this as another sign the foreigners are winning. Whatever the case, it's made moving around the city a little easier.
浮ついてる感じね。
It's like they don't have a care. Well, they are winning a sweeping victory against the entire country in a day. Now, by the reckoning of these guys, we'll see how the counterattack works, but it's a very successful initial attack, considering they're invading an island. What do you want normally? Like 10 times? You need, like, to take an island, you normally want, like, 10 times the invading forces as there are defenders, due to how awful it is to try and invade the island. But they basically took no losses when landing at all, which is fantastic for them, as now it's just your normal land battle, where you have, like, a slightly harder supply line, but your opponent's also missing, like, most of their core, as you took more than half of their key fortresses in one day. So you got a lot of momentum. I mean, you can just buckle down and get that drag that out now at this point, right? If you need to. I couldn't understand what a word that soldier said, but his tone and expression were clear enough. They're already drunk on victory, and it's best to give that sort a wide berth. Now, how to get inside the castle? Well, dashing through the back streets of Kamakura, I desperately searched for the answer. Suddenly, as I'm passing through an intersection between two narrow side streets, I catch sight of something that brings me to a halt. A man is walking down the street to my left. His back is to me, so I can't see his face, but his form and attire are perfectly normal. It wasn't his appearance that drew my attention, but rather his behavior. The man is behaving as if in a stupor. Each step he takes sends him staggering to one side or the other. Even a flat ground is enough to make him stumble. Under normal circumstances, I'd label him a drunkard, but the city's under enemy occupation. It's no time for dancing in the streets. Hold on. This man's suspicious. He's wasted at like 8 in the morning while the city's being invaded. That's unusual. Before I can decide what, if anything, to do, something else appears at the end of the street. A car, and not the sort that those of means in this age use to travel from place to place. No, this one is military issue. The roof is open with 2 soldiers sitting in the front. The car is headed this way, and the street is narrow. If the drunk man presses up against the nearest building, there'll barely be enough room for it to pass by. And yet he's standing there like he doesn't know what to do. He must know a car is approaching. Has the drink dulled his senses completely? He's gonna get run over.
あーもう
Damn it. I didn't come here to rescue you, drunk fools.
ああじゃないでしょ。まともに動けもしないならこんな状況で出歩いたりしないで。
Your reaction: if you're too drunk to look after yourself, you shouldn't be outdoors, especially now.
家の中でおとなしくしていなさい。
Unless you want to get hit by a car.
車にああ、やっぱり僕惹かれそうになってたの
Oh,
か。
a car. So I did almost get run over.
ありがとうございます。お姉さ
Thanks,
ん。で、いいんですよね。
Miss is okay, right? Is he blind? Finding this question rather odd, I turn him around to get a look at his face, and there my mind goes blank. Is this the guy who got blinded? Is this the guy who got blinded in the first chapter?
あれ失敗したかな。おかしいな。お姉さんは女性向け万能コールサインなのに、
That's
年
what
齢
I'm
的にや
predicting.
やアウトな人に使っても問題ないどころか、プラス効果という魔法の言葉。
Uh-oh, did I mess up? Miss is supposed to be the skeleton key of call signs guaranteed to open any woman's heart, especially if she's a little out of the usual age range.
もしかして壮絶な急展開かな。超人的に女性の声色がうまい男の人ってオチですか？できればそういう辛い真実は秘密にしておいてもらえると心の健康にいいな。
Could this be the day I run into a dude who sounds exactly like a pretty lady? If so, I'd appreciate being kept in the dark. Get it? Get it?
ひなぎ忠康
Nagi Tadayasu. Hey, called it!
あ、僕の知り合いの方でしたか。すいません。ちょっと今こんななんで。
We've met. Sorry, I'm not so good with faces anymore.
声だけだとよくわからないんです。どちら様でしょう？
Voices are a bit harder to place. Mind if I get your name? He steps back and turns towards me, though he ends up facing slightly to the side. I can hardly blame him. The young man is blind. His eyes are covered by a thick bandage, but even were they not, I would be aware of his condition. This is Inagi Tadayasu, one of the 3 students who fell prey to the master of Inoue Shinkai. That was mere months ago. I haven't forgotten, as if I ever could. Yep, we killed his best friend. Almost like yeah, this guy seems familiar. Almost as if we killed his friend. Oh.
お姉さん？
Miss? Oh, sorry.
ごめんなさい。
It's nothing.
私の方が一方的に少し知ってるだけなの。
I
あ
know
なた
you,
は知らないと思う。
but you wouldn't know me. We never
口
had
を
a
聞く
chance
の
to
もこれ
speak.
が初めてだから。
そうなんですか。すいません。その説は大変ご迷惑をおかけしまして。
Then I should probably apologize.
その説？
これっていつものパターンですよね。僕は別として夕日とか小夏とか律とかがそれぞれ独創性あるはっちゃけをして知らず知らず周りの人に大迷惑をかけてたっていう。
Me, Yuhi, Konatsu, Ritsu. You got mixed up in one of our stupid schemes, right? And we were none the wiser?
いつもそうなの？
You often have to apologize to people like
い
this?
や、僕も困ってるんですよね。初対面の人にいきなり窓ガラスを弁償しろとか、対人恐怖症になった飼い犬に謝れとか言われるのが普通の生活ってどうもスリリングで。
Every now and then I'll run into someone I swear I never met before, and they claim we broke their window or traumatized their dog or what have you. I must say it adds a certain flavor to what would otherwise be a perfectly ordinary life.
そうそう。そうだった。
Well, that's how things used to be.
ほんのこの間までそういう生活してたんだよね。
It all changed not too long ago.
お姉さんは窓ガラスコースですか？
How much do I owe you for the window?
いえ、大丈夫。迷惑なんて何もかけられていないから。
Oh, that's alright. You have nothing to apologize for.
それは有志以来稀なことですね。
Well, really, this is like historical.
そこまで言わなくても。
You're just being silly.
じゃあお礼だけしっかり言えばいいんだ。こういうのってなんだか嬉しいな。
Well, at least let me thank you. If we're gonna make history, I want to do it right.
本当にありがとうございました、お姉さん。
Thanks for
も
saving
し
me, miss.
助けてもらえなかったら、
If you
きっ
hadn't,
と今頃僕は死んでい
I'd
て、
probably be dead.
多分すごく困っていたと思います。
そうね。
But it
死
would
ぬ
be
のはやっぱり困るんじゃないかし
That's
ら。でも大したことをしたわけじゃないし、お礼なんていいから。
Really, you don't need to thank me. I hardly did anything.
ありがとうとごめんなさいはちゃんと言うようにしたいんです。友達がそういうやつでしたから。
I always make sure to say my thank yous and sorries. Learned that from my best friend.
今はちょっといろいろあって、
Oh, I'm
も
sure
うい
he'd
ないんで
thank
す
you
けど。
too. If he were still around.
いないんだけど、だから帰ってなのかな。
But he's
あい
not.
つが僕に教えてくれたことは大切にしないと。
Maybe that's why I feel like I have to follow his example.
やっぱり死んだら困ってた。僕はあいつから受け取ったものを何も活かせないまま終わることになるじゃないか。
Excuse me? Really glad I didn't die. I still haven't begun to repay him.
死ねない。
Can't die yet.
すいません。
Sorry,
わけのわからないこと言って。
I know, I know.
その
Your friend?
も
Is he kind of lost his head for a minute. Okay, maybe more than a minute.
ええ、そうです。
Yes,
危
I'm
なっ
afraid
かしい
so.
やつだなとは前から思ってたんですけど、この間 何かの拍子にうっかり死んじゃったみたいで。
I always thought he'd get himself into real trouble one day, but I didn't think it'd get him killed.
今頃やっぱり困ってるんじゃないでしょうか。
But if you asked him, he'd tell you dying's no fun.
でもなんでか思うんですよ。あいつは僕らの代わりに死んだ。
At the same time, I can't help but feel like he died in our place.
死ぬのはきっと僕でも小夏でもよかった。けれどあいつが選ばれて、それはきっとあいつの何かが悪かったからじゃない。
Like, it could have easily been me or Konatsu, but for some reason he was chosen, and not because he did anything wrong.
その逆で、あいつが
If anything, it's the
僕らの
opposite.
中で一番正しくて
He's
強か
the
った
best
か
of us, and that's why he
身
died.
代わりになって死んでしまったんだ。
Is it instinct, deduction, some power of prophecy? By what means, I can't fathom, but this young man has reached the truth. Either he or the girl would have served just as well, but Nita Yuhi was chosen. I chosen.
だからこんなところで車にひかれたりしなくて本当によかった。そんなことで死んでたらきっとあいつにすごく怒られる。
I'm like really glad you showed up when you did. If I'd gone over and gotten myself run over, Yuhi would have definitely let me have it.
僕はあいつの代わりにやらなきゃいけない。あいつがするはずだっ
I
た
still
こ
have a
と、
job to do. The job he would have done if he were still alive.
小夏を守らないと。
I have to protect Konatsu.
僕はきっとあいつを夕日を犠牲にして生きているんだから。
You died because of us. It's the least I can do. No, he died because of me.
お姉さんには何度お礼を言っても言い足りません。
I don't think I can ever thank you enough.
いいの
Please.
いいのよ。
You
お礼なん
really
て
don't
本
have
当
to.
に。
僕の家まで足を運んでもらえませんか。こんな時ですから盛大にとはいかないかもですけど、それなりのおもてなしはできると思います。
Perhaps you'd care to stop by my house? I can't offer much, times being is what they are, but I'd like to do what I can.
気を使わないで。家にはちゃんと送ってあげるけど。
Not necessary. Though I'll certainly make sure you get home.
い
Actually,
え、
what are
待
you
って。
doing outside in the first place?
あなた、どうして出歩いてるの？目が見。
いやー、それがですね、昨日早起きしてリハビリのために近所を散歩していたら、いきなり空の上が騒がしくなって、
Oh,
なん
about
か
that.
戦争が始まっちゃって。
Well, I was out on one of my walks around the neighborhood, part of my rehab, you know, when things got loud all of a sudden, it turns out a war had broken out. Can you believe it?
すぐ家に帰ろうとしたんですけど、慌てていたせいか、まるっきり違う方向へ行っちゃったみたいで、
Anyway, I tried to
そう
get home,
こう
but
するうちに
in all the
外
confusion,
出禁止の命令が出て、
I must have gotten turned around. And the next thing I know, they're ordering everyone indoors.
仕方なく近くの家に勝手に入らせてもらったんですが、誰もいなくて、あれはお寺だったのかな。
So I went into the first house I could find. No one was home. Actually, I think it might have been a temple.
丸1日くらいでしょうか。そこにいたんですけど、空腹に耐えられなくなっちゃって。
I
帰
holed
宅
up
は
in there
許
for
可
a
って
day
放送もあった
or
し、
so, I think.
頑張って家に帰ろうとしたんですが、
When I started getting hungry and they said it was okay for people to go home, I figured I'd give it a shot.
やっぱり道がわからなくてうろうろしているうちに危うく車にはねられそうになってたみたいです。
I still couldn't figure out where I was.
大笑いですね。
Then I almost got run over by a car. It's pretty funny, right?
大笑いではないと思うけれど。
あー、そっか。おもてなしをしようにも僕を家に連れて帰ってもらわないと始まらないんだ。
Now that you mention it, I guess I need you to take me home before I can thank you properly. I don't know. Is this? I feel like this is a nice, an interesting interlude. We have to encounter this guy, and he's like, oh, my best friend's gone, so I got to do all this stuff instead of him. And Muramasa gets to feel extra guilty, and then she has to escort him home because she killed the person who'd probably be escorting him home instead, right? Because I bet Nita Yuhi's the kind of person who would probably escort his friend home if he didn't come home for a day because of the war. He'd probably go up looking for him, like he did for his other friend. So she's really inconveniencing a lot of people with her obsessive law of balance. After all, the crazy guy died, and that's cool. But Yuhi also died, which, if she wasn't here, they would have also gotten this guy probably killed. And she's like, killing random good people seems to add a lot of problems too, right? Not just the dead person. get to feel that extra guilt.
そういうわけでお姉さん、もしもお急ぎでなかったらどうかお願いします。
I mean, if it's not too much trouble at this rate, I'm
お
gonna have
礼
to
をする
apologize
ために
for
面倒をかけるなんて
trying to thank you.
ほん大笑いですね。
そう
I
ね。
suppose, I mutter. Defeated. What is this feeling? It's like trying to chew my way through a ball of dough that never ends.
とりあえず家の場所を教えて。番地とか言われてもよくわからないから、
Where do you
何
live?
か目印になるものを。
I won't be able to find the address, so describe the area, landmarks or something.
目印ですか？
Landmarks?
そうだな。
Before he can answer, I hear another car approaching. Is the alley some kind of shortcut? I grab Inagi's arm and pull him to the side.
あっとっと。
Whoa.
びっくりしましたね、今の。車が急に速度を上げたんじゃないですか。
Did that car just
急い
speed
でたの
up?
かな。
It must have been in a hurry.
さあ、
Yes.
どう
Must
か
have.
しら。
それで僕の家なんですけど、湾岸に近いあたりで。
So about my house. It's by the coast near... I'm no longer listening. Instead, my attention's focused on the car that just passed us, which came to a stop further down the road. The car is military issue, the same as before, and once again with two soldiers sitting in the front. If they turn this way, I'm sure I'll see the same faces. And now they do turn, the same faces as expected, tobacco clenched between grinning teeth.
あいつら。
Damn it, alright. We got the GHQ soldiers trying to run over random civilians for fun.
若宮王子を。
Dude, you can find Wakamiya.
ちょっと黙って。
Directions can wait.
狭い裏通りだと思ってたんですけど、実はここ大通りの真ん中だったりします？
So he definitely would have died. Did I wander onto a busy highway or something? I could have sworn I was taking the back streets.
私の目にはクマが2頭肩を組んで歩けるかどうかって広さにしか見えないけど。
It's just about wide enough for two bears to walk side by side.
それにしては車が多いですね。
I wonder what's up with all the cars.
ええ、なんでか
Yes,
ね。
I wonder. Having driven past us once again, this time in reverse, the car comes to a stop a short distance away. Somehow I doubt that's their destination. Their purpose isn't difficult to guess. I've seen their kind before many times. There's always those who delight in tormenting the helpless, and there always have been. There always will be. These two are nothing special. If anything, the occupying armies exhibited unusual discipline, at least as far as I've seen, but no one's perfect. And victory has a way of loosening even the tightest reins.
あんなの相手するまでもない。
Well, I shouldn't get involved, and you can't kill anyone. If I'm to prioritize my mission, I mustn't draw attention. I know exactly how I can end this ridiculous escapade without further fuss. All I need is a street too narrow for the car to follow. I won't even have to change form. A simple task, but only alone. I'll have to abandon Inagi Tadayasu. Hey, we don't assign morality to things, and if we do good and bad in equal measure. Come on. Why be a good person? This time the car hugs our edge of the road. I wait for it to get close, then yank Inagi to the opposite side. It works, barely, but I doubt it will again. I glare at the men driving the thing. Their faces are alight with childish glee. It's all a game. That's all this is to them. Never mind, their targets might die. I doubt they're thinking that far ahead. Only afterward, when they're standing over a broken corpse, the two of them think, huh, you can kill someone that way. They'll spend a few moments pondering the fragility of life. The memory will slip away, and they'll move on to the next game. That's the kind of people they are. Even if I spoke their language, we'd never reach an understanding.
お姉さん。
Miss?
今ちょっと忙しくて、
Tell me after all
家
of
の
the
場所
busy.
は後で聞くから。
いえ、もう結構です。
Actually, I
なんとな
remembered
く
my
思い
house.
出しました。
It's
僕
right
の
around the
家、
corner.
ここら辺の近くにあるんですよ。
It was by the coast a minute ago.
送っていただかなくても平気です。それとお礼の話ですけど、
It's
よ
fine. I
く
can
考
get
えてみ
myself
た
home.
ら、今は家の中が取り込み中で。
I can get myself. I know I said I'd thank you properly, but I also remember that things are kind of hectic at home right now.
そう。
Uh-huh.
申し訳ありません。次の機会にさせてください。
It'd be great if you could stop by another time. Sorry for the inconvenience.
家はどこなの？
Where do you live?
本当にすぐ近くです。なのでお姉さ
Right around
ん、
the
も
corner,
う
I
いいです
promise.
から、どうぞ
Please,
行
you
っ
can
て
go
くだ
now.
さい。
I'll take care of myself.
そう。そんなに近くなら、
Well, if it's that close.
大げさなお礼はいらないけど、お茶の一杯くらいいただいていってもいいかもね。
Maybe I'll
そ
stop
の
by for
程
a
度
cup
な
of
ら、取り込んでいても邪魔にはならないでしょ。
tea. It won't be such a bother, will it? Car's making another approach. This time they mean to crush us against one side of the road or the other. There's nowhere to run, not for Inagi Tadayasu, and not for me.
御堂なら、
If Mito were here, a certainty is taken
稲
hold.
木忠康を死なせない。
You wouldn't let Inagi die?
僕はあいつの代わりにやらなきゃいけない。
A flashback to
あいつが
something
す
that
るは
happened
ず
in
だ
the
った
same
こと。
scene? The job he would have done if he were still alive?
小
Yep.
夏を守らないと。
I have to protect Konatsu?
僕はきっとはあい
God,
つ
because
を
of us? The least I
夕
can
日を
do?
犠牲にして生きているんだから。
絶対に死なせてはならないと思う。
And this is Minato Kageyaki's fight. I have a duty to see it through.
稲木忠康、
Inagi Tadayasu?
お姉さん
Miss?
空を飛んだことはある？
You know how it feels to fly?
こんな感じよ。
It's a little like this. From the soldier's perspective, it must look as though the two of us suddenly vanished. The looks on their faces, it almost makes up for the day I've had. Eyes wide, mouths agape, they frantically scan for any sign of their quarry. And then they see us scaling overhead, staring transfixed as we pass behind them. And then they crash into the wall.
お姉さん今何かすごいことしませんでした？
Did you just do something amazing?
さあ、
Such as?
本当に飛んだんですか？
Let's just fly for real?
だとしたら不思議ね。
Wow, that would be amazing, wouldn't it? Too bad he can't see my wink. I take his arm and lead him off down the street.
とにかくここから離れましょう。
We should get
あ
away
なた
from
の
here,
家
you said?
海の方って言っていたっけ？
はい。
Yeah, that's
で
right,
も
but I suppose it was never going to be that easy. I forgot we were dealing with soldiers, killers. The soldiers are standing beside their ruined car, glares and rifles trained on me. Their faces are purple with rage, the blind, unthinking rage of children who can't believe a cat backed into a corner might lash out against its tormentors. We're supposed to be weak, inferior things, and now we've gone and hurt them. More like they went and hurt themselves. They drove into a wall. I'm not inclined to explain that their anger, pure though it may be, is misplaced. Let them believe they're right for all I care.
正しいと信じていればいい。
Won't do you any good. I'll teach them how powerless righteousness
お
is.
姉さん
Miss?
伏せて。
Get down. He throws himself to the ground with surprising speed for a blind man. Come to think of it, he always did show good judgment. I recall that from my time observing him and his friends. A moment later, the bullets strike home. They stab deep into my flesh, shoulder, abdomen, right chest. The sensation of objects entering my body isn't a pleasant one. My knees buckle beneath a wave of nausea. Fortunately, I have no greater concern than that. The soldiers are staring in utter disbelief, the shock of children who swung a cat against a boulder but failed to even knock it unconscious. While not strong enough to repel bullets, my mock human body is far less fragile than the real thing. As long as they don't strike my Shingane directly, I can take all the bullets they care to dish out. Not that I'm inclined to give them another shot. Just as they take a second, aim a second time, I extend my arm and return it to steel. My threads bind their arms and legs, pulling them to the ground. I make sure to add a few painful twists along the way, and while I'm at it, I destroy their guns.
お姉さん
何？
逃げた方がいいです。
You should probably run.
もう平気よ。
Oh, there won't be a problem anymore. I gesture at the trust men, forgetting he can't see.
そうじゃなくて
Not from them.
まずい。
This sound, damn, it's too late.
この音。
音？
Down? Then I hear it too.
バ
Oh,
カ
that was
ね。
stupid of me.
私は
I should have sensed something if they were this close, or rather, I should have assumed they might be planned accordingly. If only I'd had that presence of mind, I would have dispatched the soldiers before they could fire. The sound of their shots wouldn't summon trouble beyond what I could handle. It's so obvious after the fact. Two land in front of me, one to my rear.
まがいものども。
Kazuichi. These soulless puppets are not true Tsurugi. There's nothing in these husks to inspire fear or awe. Still, their power is undeniable. Against one, I might be able to escape, but three is more than I can handle. One of the two dragoons to my front is speaking to the fallen soldiers who are pointing at me and babbling in their foreign tongue.
お姉さん逃げて殺されます。
You need to run, they'll
あ
kill you.
なた、
You can
あいつ
understand
ら
them?
の言葉がわかるの？
少しならお姉さん進駐軍の兵士をやっつけたんですね。
Are those allied
そいつが
soldiers
訴え
that
てい
saying
ます
you attacked them
犯
and that
行
you're
だとか
dangerous?
武装しているとか危険だとか訴えている相手はクルセイダ
Sounds
ー
like he's talking to a
武者なんじ
Musha,
ゃないですか。
a knight. Is that correct?
ええ。
Yes.
逃げてください。僕は多分
You have to run.
捕まってもどうにかなりますから。
Don't worry, I'll get myself out of this.
どうなるの？ 自
How?
分は何も知りません。
Will they
た
believe
だ
you
道
were
を
just
歩
minding
い
your
て
own
ただけなん
business?
ですって言えば、この状況でそれはなさそうね。
Somehow I don't think
Nah.
so. I'm staying.
あなたを置いてはいけない。まだお礼をしてもらってないもの。
Besides, I'm looking forward to that tea.
でも
What are you gonna do?
どうするんですか。
どうにでもする。
Whatever it takes.
どうにでもしてあなたを助ける。
I'm not leaving you behind. Think, Muramasa. Can I shake 3 Musha with this young man in tow? Nah, there isn't a prayer. Alright, a different tack. What if I don't need to make a clean getaway? What if I can get out of sight long enough to stash a Nagi somewhere? Then when they catch up, I can lead them away from his hiding place? It won't do me much good, but it will at least keep him out of harm's way.
この線ね。
Let's get it done. All that's left are the details. How to lose them long enough to hide a Nagi and how to keep their attention afterwards. There has to be something I could...
お姉さん
miss?
一人で逃げろって話はもう聞かないからね。
If you're gonna tell me to leave you behind, forget it. I like how we don't even hear their dialogue because they're just like, fuck it, you're not supposed to understand this shit.
質
Just one
問させ
question.
てください。一つだけ。
Please?
何
Yeah, what is it?
あなたは夕日を殺した人ですか？
Did you kill Yuhi? Ah, he knows. Guys, this guy's got 3 eyes. Only 2 of them are blind. And just like that, the world ceases to exist.
Eh?
What? What? I,
そうなんですか。
did you?
ええ。
Yes, yes. I reply with the truth. I have no choice, not in response to that question. If Kageaki were here, he would surely have done the same.
ああ、やっぱり。
I had a feeling.
なぜそう
How
思っ
did
た
you
の？
know?
ひらめきかな。このお姉さんはどうして僕を必死になって救おうとするんだろうって考えてた
Hard to
ら、
say exactly. I was just thinking, why is she so desperate to save me?
急にこうキュピーンと
And then it
脳
sort of
細
came to
胞
me,
の
you know?
未知の部分とかそんなものが覚醒した感じで。
Like a light turning on my brain. Maybe I'm some kind of genius?
いや、でもいろいろと衝撃的ですね。夕日を殺した人とこんな風に会うなんて。
What a coincidence, huh? Running into each other like this?
あなたは私を憎まないの？
Now that you know, do you hate me? A ridiculous question, he answered without pause.
憎みます。
Yes, I hate you.
夕日は大事な友人でした。彼をあなたが奪ったのなら、僕は
Yuhi was
あなたを他の何よりも憎みます。
Yuhi was precious to me. If you killed him, then I hate you more than anything in the world. I realize I'm in mortal danger, and not from the anime musha around me. Tsurugi are immune to the ravages of time, but if my soul, my Shingane, crumbles, then all that I am will cease to be. Despair, doubt, guilt, these can slay a Tsurugi as sure as any blade. And this young man holds my life in his hands. He has the power to kill me with a word. And still, I can't help but ask the question that'll seal my fate.
私を許さない。
Will you forgive me?
許しません。
Never.
あなたがどれだけ謝っても、どんな償いをしても許しません。
Nothing you can say or do will ever make me forgive you. Death.
夕日を奪ったあなたを僕は
You
一
killed
生
Yuhi,
憎みます。
and I'll hate you for as long as
一
I live.
生許しません。
I don't want to die in this place. I still have duties to perform. But whether I desire it or not, I can't turn away from my end. This is where my way has led me, and my only choice is to see
あ
it
な
through.
たは
Will you
私に
take
復
revenge?
讐する。
This is it, the final question. His next answer will destroy me. My heart will shatter and fade to dust. Here it comes.
いいえ、
No. No?
どうして？
意味を
Why?
なくしたくないから。
That would make it meaningless.
意味？
Meaningless?
夕日が死んだことの意味です。
Yuhi would have died for nothing. My death would render Nita's meaningless.
あったんでしょ。お姉さんのような人が夕日を殺したのなら。
There's a reason, wasn't there? There'd have to be for someone like you to kill him.
それは
A reason? Yes, there was a reason. He died to prevent a greater disaster, so Kinsego's egg would not. No. If it's Suzukawa Ryobu who died for the city, Nita Yuha died for me, dying to fulfill the law of balance. For the curse of Muramasa.
その意味がどんなものかは聞きません。今は聞きたくないです。
I won't ask why he died. I don't want to know, not yet.
夕日の命と引き換えにされた何かのことなんで。
Whatever it was, it can't have been worth Yuki's life.
でもお姉さんはその意味を大事にして守ってください。
But now that it's
せめて
done, now you killed him, you have to keep that meaning alive.
あなたはそのために夕日を犠牲にしたんですから。
After all, there's nothing else left. I feel a shiver up my spine. A blind man has done what 3 Musha could not, make me feel fear. Because Inagi Tadayasu indeed claimed my life, and in a manner far more grievous than anticipated. Now I have to spend the remainder of my days fighting to give Nita Yuhi's death meaning. In fact, it's a simple truth he's spoken, a law as essential as the air we breathe. Whoever takes a life must carry that burden forever.
稲木忠康。
それだけが
That's all I am.
願いです。
A roar of engines brings me back to reality. The Musha are on the move. But they aren't coming for me. Instead, they swiftly take to the air and fly off in the same direction. It looked like they were in a hurry.
何？
What's going on? The foot soldiers forgot us too. I see them running off down the street, the wrecked car abandoned.
急な連絡が入ったみたいです。よく
It
聞こえ
sounded
ま
like
せ
an
んでした
urgent
けど。
message. I couldn't quite make it out, but
なんか援軍がどうとか。
I think it mentioned reinforcements.
援軍？
What? So soon? Airship Matenko?
閣下、間もなく鎌倉上空です。
General, we're approaching Kamakura.
不堕落は健在か。
Does Fudaraku stand? Ah, they captured the airships. Very nice. We did see that earlier.
健在であります。劣勢ながらなお交戦中。
It does, sir. Our forces are battered, but the flag still flies.
よし。
We have them. Alright.
バカな。笹川の援軍が来ただと？
Reinforcements? Impossible. Sasagawa was completely cut off.
どうやってだ。
How can they
古
break
賀は
through?
我々がすでに抑えた。
We still hold Koga.
いや、そもそも
Has been
早す
2
ぎる。
days since we attacked. They can't
敗
be
戦
God
から
here
ま
so
だ
fast.
1日半しか経っていないではないか。
ウィロー少々落ち着いてください。
Calm down. It's not the entire
笹川の
Sasagawa
全軍が押
garrison.
し寄せてきたわけではありません。
なんだと？
What?
来たのは飛行艦が一隻だけです。我が軍のガレーキープ級にも匹敵する大型ですが、一隻は一隻。
An airship to rival our galley keep, but still just one.
搭載兵力も高は知れています。
At most, a single wing of dragoons.
大鳥志宿は古賀の陥落を見越して少数精鋭による来援を選んだのでしょう。占領直後なら古賀の防空も甘い。
A
突
small
破は
force
困難で
leaving
あっても
Sasagawa
不可
early.
能ではありません。
They could have broken through before our air defense network was established.
敵ながら果断な将軍ですね。
A bold move and effective.
だ
Still
が
just one airship, right?
所詮は一隻だな。
そうです。
Correct.
体制は
Not
覆り
enough
ませんよ。
tide. But it could be a match for your own airship, right? The one that's hovering over their base?
不堕落上空の航空戦力を一部動かし迎撃させましょ
We'll send several
う。
squadrons
六
to
原
head
の
them
心
off.
臓を止めるのが少し遅れますが、
May
そ
delay
れだけのこ
Ricard's
とです
defeat by a few hours, but that's all.
それだけのことでも忌々しいがな。あと一歩で終わるというところにジャマトは。
A few hours is few too many, Colonel. Why now? We almost had them.
閣下、
分かっているよ、クライブ。任せる。あの援軍を叩き潰し、不堕落城の指揮を完全に砕いてやってくれ。
Take care of it. Sweep their reinforcements from the sky, and the fortress will crumble once and for all.
了解。
Yes, sir.
敵多数、前方に展開。本艦に向
Enemy
かってきま
dragoons
す。
sighted. They're headed right for us.
礼儀のなっている奴らだ。わざわざ出迎えに来たか。
They mean to escort us home. How polite.
よろしい。返礼する。
We'll answer in kind.
第
Launch the
17
17th
強襲竜騎兵連隊。総員走行。
for Yamato. Oh, this guy's leading it personally. That's interesting. He must have determined this was more important than leading a mission to retake Koga?
敵大型飛行艦艦載機を射出した。
Enemy launching dragoons? Looks like a battalion.
見たことのない機体だ。新型か？
I've never seen dragoons like that. A new model, perhaps?
ロゴがあるな。
What's the logo supposed to be? Double O?
ゼロかもしれん。ヤマトの竜騎兵は開発年を名称に加えるからな。
Could be zero. They named dragoons for the year they were made.
ヤマト古来の起源でいうと今年は2600年。
And this is the year they,
なるほど。
this is the year 2600 by their calendar.
こいつは面白い。
Ah, a new model, very interesting.
そうだな。辺境の小国の新型機がどの程度のもの
Let's
か。
see what these barbarians have come up with, shall we?
よし先手を打って頭を押さえつけてやれ。
You know the drill, boys. Get above them, take them down. Oh, one guy bit it.
去年
Cameron?
キャメロン注意。
Cameron!
チャイルズ何があった。キャメロンはどうした。
Giles? 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 Did you see that? What happened to Cameron?
わからない。
I don't know,
いき
so
な
he
り
just
炎上したん
exploded.
だ。バレルの故障かも。
Bad maintenance, maybe?
いや、それにしたって今
It
の
was more like...
チャイルズ
Giles, no! He was my favorite character, and he just died.
どうなってるんだ。
The fuck's going on? Giles bit it. And for what? We're under
攻
attack?
撃だ。攻撃
What?
敵の新型が妙な方でこっちを狙ってる。
They got some kind of gun. It's gotta be what did it.
チェこのままではカモ打ちだぞ。
God, don't let them draw a bead on you.
そんなはずがあるか。竜騎兵を一発で落とす狙撃兵器だっ
A
て
weapon
ま
that
だ
can down a dragoon in one shot at this range? Oh, that was short-lived. Alright.
死ね
Scatter!
遅いわバカ。
Took him long enough, the fools. Alright, we got zeros. An energy weapon as their main weapon? Okay.
連中随分と好き勝手やってくれたらしい。
Damn, look at Fudaraku. I can't believe it's still
バラク城が
standing.
ボロボロだぜ。
Well, at least these guys are 1-1. They took out a squad. They're currently better than the entirety of the Fudaraku Castle. And but then it's double-sized garrison.
逃がしてやる気にはなれんな。
Make them pay 100-fold. You are probably going to need that shit.
当然だ。
Starting with these sorry sons of bitches.
目障りなんだよ。人んちの空にいつまでもでかい面して居座ってんじゃねえ。
Alright, you Yankee bastards, it's our sky and you've worn out your welcome. So, what is this doing? Is this the miniaturized version of the microwave weapon from the big guy? But even that wasn't actually one-shotting people, I guess. But I think it only hit Kageaki's leg, right? But I wouldn't think that was like a big, massive one on a colossal mech. There's no way they miniaturize it to operate at full capacity with their guns, with a gun, right? As a gun? That'd be crazy. Maybe they only have a couple shots. I'm like trying to guess. I'm like, maybe they have like a few shots and then it's out of juice. Yeah, it is those things again. Alright. The fight for the sky is swung in our favor. Just as Fudaraku aerial defenses seemed on the brink of total collapse, reinforcements appeared in the sky to the northeast. A single airship, not much on paper, but it rolled into Fudaraku airspace like a juggernaut, crushing effortlessly the forces dispatched to intercept it. Suddenly facing an entirely unknown quantity, the enemy airships were forced to regroup. Even the mighty galley keep turned tail, withdrawing behind a screen of dragoons. Hot damn, he actually made it! Well, we survive another day.
交換一隻で無茶しやがるぜ。
And with only a single airship too, gotta hand it to the crazy son of that ship.
マテンコ、笹川で開発された六原が所有する唯一の大型飛行艦だよ。
Matenko, built in Sasagawa, the only fortress-class airship we've got.
ガレーキープにだって引けは取らねえ。
But I'd put it up against theirs any day. The airship is indeed impressive. Even from a distance, I can tell it's more than a lumbering behemoth. A masterpiece of engineering, no doubt one of the mightiest airships in the world. But that's nothing. Yeah, if you got like 6, I think it's their troops. Nothing compared to the dragoons it carries. Fortress-class airships, though rare, are still part of the world I know. These dragoons are something else. I replay their last engagement in my head. It was too far away to make up the details, but I'm certain our dragoons were striking at long range. An entire allied battalion was destroyed without ever drawing their swords. The nations of the world have been racing for decades to develop effective anti-dragoon weaponry. The HVAP, high-velocity armor-piercing cannon, is to my knowledge the strongest contender. But this isn't that. It's too accurate, too powerful. It's something new and terrible. That's It's the microwave way. But it's miniature and
バイ
effective.
ブロカノン。機体は00式竜騎兵。
Called a vibro cannon. Chachimaro explains the platform is the type 00. He pauses, smiles, and says,
英雄の時代に終わりを告げるもの。
It's how the Age of Heroes ends.
終わりよ。
Age of Heroes?
そう。
Yep.
戦場は英雄たちの聖域だった。鉄器と剣を交え、しのぎを削り、力と技の粋をぶつけ合った末に、相手を打ち倒す勇者だけが勝利をつかみ取れた。
Since time immemorial, war has been the realm of heroes. Victory belonged to the mightiest warriors, those who led valiantly from the vanguard, met their enemies in single combat, and slew them with superior strength and skill.
でも、
Not
これ
anymore.
からは違う。
Now things will be different. Yashimaru points to the sky where another battle is taking shape. The Zeros of Sasagawa have engaged GHQ's rearguard. It has the feel of a foregone conclusion, and I watch as allied pilots struggle in vain to close range while Rokuhara dragoons pick them off one by one. Not a battle then, a hunt. The sort kings enjoyed in days of yore.
力も技も勇気もいらない。敵の顔も見えないような遠くから
No
狙
need
っ
for
て撃つ
strength,
だけでいい。
valor, or skill. Just put the enemy in your sights and pull the trigger. You won't even need to see his face.
英雄の出番はなくなった。これからの戦場に英雄がのこのこ出てきても増票の餌になるだけだ。
In wars to come, there'll be no place for heroes. The lone Musha and his mighty armor will be nothing but prey for the rank and file. It just took them like 30 years to get there. It's okay. It just took them a few extra centuries to get there, but they got here. They got there. Congratulations. No more heroes.
00式がリアルを凌駕するダミーがとうとう生まれてしまったから。
That's what the type 00 means. At last, Kazuuchi have surpassed their predecessors. I watched the slaughter above us unfold. The proud knights of the British Empire charged their enemy with sword and lance, only to die amid flame far short of their goal. The howling of the vibro cannons is a chorus of laughter mocking the futility of their sacrifice. The Westerners are the enemy of Yamato, and yet I can't help but pity them. I feel their pain as if it were my own, the pain of being left behind.
時代が変わるのか。
The end of an age.
連盟軍でも高速鉄鋼弾の改良が進んでる。もうじき実戦配備されるよ。
There's no stopping it. The Allies are improving their HVAP technology. It's only a matter of time before they deploy it.
遠く離れてパカパカ撃ち合うだけが戦争の全てになるんだ。
And when it happens, the face of war will
戦場
change.
から
Swordcraft will
ブレードアーツは
vanish
消えて
from
い
the
く。
battlefield.
そんな時代には神話なんて成立
In
し
an
ない。
age like that, myths will die in the womb.
英雄がいなけりゃ魔王もいないさ。
No more heroes, no
神
more
様だって
conquerors.
きっ
No
と
room
這い
for
出してく
gods
る
to
隙
crawl
が
out
な
of
い
the。woodwork.
だから今のうちにやるんだ。
So it has to be now, brother. This is our final chance.
神を呼ぶ。
Summon a god.
古き時代の終わりに最後の神話を作り出す。
One last myth before the page turns. We'll give them a legend to end all legends.
ま、
I'd
駆
say
け
that
込み
was
セ
close.
ーフってとこかな。
Now the enemy's ground forces are beginning to withdraw. GHQ's offensive was largely dependent on air superiority. Its loss will necessitate a new plan. Well, we're winning now. That's good. We're winning the Futaraku battle. That's a start. In 2 more days, Hikaru will awaken, and it would appear we have made it. I'm surprised the big-ass microwave laser on the airship didn't just blast their fortress out of the sky. That would have been a huge defeat for them. They're like flying in, it's just like whole fortress gone, and they're like, sir, we just lost an airship with like a crew complement of like 10 dragoons, just boop, erased. That would have been a scary start, like a miniature Death Star showing up. But this works too. They lost air superiority, massive casualties of dragoons. And no clear answer for them other than swarming them in large numbers and taking massive casualties.
振り出しに戻るか。
And now we're back to square one.
手詰まりになったわけじゃないが。
We haven't lost, far from it.
どうも嫌な
But
風
now
が
we're
来た
looking at a hard fight.
できれば今日で決着をつ
We
けたか
needed
っ
it
た。
over. We needed this over today. December the 2nd. They haven't given us a time.
戦車が突っ込んでくるぞ。
Got tanks incoming.
止めろ、止めろ。
Hold position, don't let them through. I'm curious what the energy cost
我
of
が
them.
味方不甲斐なし。 おのれらどけ
Stand aside, whelps. I'll show you how it's done.
我が敵他愛なし外周一色にも耐えぬとは情けなや
Unworthy, I say. Can none stand against my blade?
我こそはお弓の朝比奈平八郎かの朝比奈弥太郎より数えて30代の光栄なり天下分け目のこの戦死に場所と心得たるぞ
Suddenly back to this. Hear me, barbarians. You face Asahina Heihachiro of Oyumi, scion of the great Asahina Yataro, who slew 200 men on the slopes of Mount Kabuto. I've come to die on this fateful day, that my name may live in history forever.
良き敵参らない
Let
討
all
ち
who
取っ
yearn
て
for
巧
glory
妙を
come.
遂げてみよ
I'll fall to none but the worthiest foe. 3 seconds later. Explodes to gunfire. Yeah, I was gonna say, that's an impressive speech for someone who's about to get hosed with bullets, and that's exactly what happened. December 3rd.
出てきたぞゼロトラコだ
Incoming! It's those zeros!
動き回れ狙いをつけさせるな
Don't let them in your sights! Don't let them get you in their sights!
あの方は連射が効かないらしい無駄打ちさせてその隙に距離を詰めればやれる
The cannons take time to recharge. Dodge the first volley and close its range. Alright.
アホがお前らの考えそうなことくらい宣告承知なんだよ
Did you think we wouldn't plan for that?
その程度の軌道で逃げられるかこっちがどれだけ訓練したと思ってる
We didn't go through months of training just to let you slip our sights.
一気も近づけやしねえぞ
You don't have a chance.
いかん下だ
Check low!
指揮長ステルスドラコがいつの
The
間に
Stealth
こんな
Dragoons.
近くまで
Where'd they come from?
交代しろあれと格闘戦は分が悪い
Don't go toe to toe with those guys. I wonder if the weapon's salvageable. Ghost Dragoons still can't be seen until they hit you. Well, that didn't go well. Alright. Day turns to night, December 4th?
膠着状態になり申したな
We managed to force a stalemate. We haven't actually taken out any of their stealth ones then, I guess. Since that no one's ever commented on the stealth ones apart from the fact where the stealth ones win. That's not great for them. As I thought they only had those guys as reinforcements. Maybe you can salvage the gun? I don't know.
制空権はある程度挽回できたが数の差で向こうの優位は動いてね
We took back some
地
of our
上も同
airspace.
じ
But they still got numbers on us, same as on the ground.
海上もねこちらに加わったのはあくまで竜騎兵の一個連隊だけだから
俺が笹川の全軍を連れて来園していたらとでも言いたいか
I suppose they should have brought the whole of Sasagawa with me.
そうは言わないわよ
Obviously,
それ
it
じゃ
wasn't
間に合わ
time.
なかったでしょうし
さようさようシシク殿はまこと良い時に来てくだされ
Right,
た
right. You did splendidly as Shishku to arrive. As you
キ
did.
ューバをしのげたのはシシク殿のおかげご功労を無にせぬためにも今後の手立てを思案せねばなりますまい
You rescued us from the precipice of disaster, and now we gotta ensure your efforts don't go to waste.
鎌倉の形勢を動かすなら外からつくのが道理というものだよ
What we need is a force to strike from outside the
ちゃちゃ
encirclement.
丸堀越軍はどうしている
What of Horigoy's army?
箱根で足止め食らってるよ
Pinned in Hakone.
室町短大に命じて機内の兵を出させる手もあるけど
Hinai garrison's free to move.
あれは京都に睨みを利かせるのが関の山でござろう戦力としては当てになり申さぬ
They're only there to put pressure on Kyoto. I doubt there'll be much of use in a real
じ
fight.
ゃあ太宰府か
Yosha?
問題が3つあるな遠い大陸方面の備え小水がやつ
Three problems. Too far away, it'd leave us open to a thrust from the mainland, and it would put our fate in the hands of your fool uncle.
動かせないわね
So what can we do?
GHQ の思案も気になるところでござる奴らとて戦況の膠着は望まぬはず
I very much like to know what GHQ is planning. They must know this They must want to end this stalemate as badly as we do.
古賀にいる軍団をこっちへ呼ぶかな
Think they'll pull troops from Koga?
ありえない話じゃないわ
I wouldn't put it past them. They could just call for reinforcements from across the ocean. Or from Australia. That won't take that long to arrive.
だがその時はこちらも笹川の本軍を動かし古賀を奪還して奴らの後方を訳せばいい
If they do,
そ
my
の
men
く
in
らいのことなら
Sasagawa
で
will
きるやつ
retake
を
Koga
合
and
図に
fall
は
upon
残
them
して
from
き
the
てい
rear.
る。
My second there's no fool who'll seize the opportunity with or without my order.
進駐軍の兵力とて無尽蔵ではない。古賀を確保しつつ、鎌倉に増援を送るような芸当は難しかろうよ。
We aren't the only side with limited resources. They won't be able to hold Koga and reinforce their battle lines here.
さようでござるな。
そうなったらこちらにとっては好都合ね。
言えてる言えてる。
Damn straight. Good luck. Kachimara's just like, oh, it's coming.
けどもちろん GHQ が撃ってくる手はそんな
Of
こっ
course,
ち
we
ゃな
know
い。
what their next play will be. After the meeting, Chachimara pulls me aside.
あいつらは切り札を持ってるんだから楽に勝てる目がなくなった今そのことで頭がいっぱいだろうさ。
They still have an ace up their sleeves, and now that it's looking like a bloody war, they got no reason not to use it.
だがチャチャマル、
But today is the third.
今日光の目覚めは4日。つまり明日だと言っていたな。
You say Hikaru will awaken tomorrow? Will the bomb make it in time?
間に合わせる。間に合わなけりゃ
It will.
みん
It
なおじゃん
better.
だ。
If it doesn't, we're fucked.
そんなオチにしてたまるもんかい。あてのためにもお兄さんのためにも
No way,
お
that's how
姫
it
の
ends.
ためにもね。
You need this brig, bro. You, me, and the princess.
明日進駐軍は鍛造ライダーを使う。ウォルフがそうさせるはずだ。
Wolf will make sure of it.
この夜の間に。
He's not gonna fuck this up. I don't know. Things didn't go quite according to plan. But hey, it might work. After all, if it's just, well, that's not happening, the country loses. That'd be a weird, it'd be a weird ending, but it's possible. Oh, so there's only one thing left to do now?
ウィロー少々キャノン中佐。
Come on, gentlemen, you know I speak the truth.
教授、分かっていますとも。
We know, Professor, we know.
フォージドボム使用の申請をもう一度ジュネーブへ出しましょう。
I'll contact Geneva and request permission to deploy the forged
あ
bomb.
まりしつこいのも逆効果では。
Perhaps we should exercise patience, sir. We don't want to rub them the wrong way.
こちらが黙っておとなしくしていたからといって気を利かせてくれるような連中ではない。
We wait for those fools to see reason, but we waiting until hell freezes over.
まったく少々の言う通りだよ。肉食獣に破壊精神を期待する方がまだしも
This
見
guy,
込
you
みはあ
can
ると
tell
思
this
う
guy's
ね。
serious because he didn't use pants as he didn't use pants at all in his first couple sentences. I couldn't have said it better myself. I'd sooner tried teaching table manners to a lion.
彼らは年老いた牛に似ている。何度も鞭で打たねば働こうとしない。
Like a bull long past its
違う
prime.
な。
They require a liberal
鞭で
whipping.
動く間はまだマシだった。
Count yourself lucky if it only takes one.
どういうことです？
What are you trying to say, Professor?
僕は彼らにほとほと愛想を尽かしているということだよ、中佐。この後に及んで鍛造雷弾の使用許可を出し渋るとは状況を見る目がないとしか思えん。
Sick and tired of this, their incessant foot dragging. They deny us the bomb even now. Such foolishness, it boggles the mind.
分かっているのかな、彼らは。大和進駐軍は大和の完全支配を目的として設けられた軍組織だった。
The AEF exists
その
to
目
conquer
的が
Yamato.
成就するか水泡に帰すか。
That's the reason they sent us
今
here
が
in the
ま
first
さに
place.
瀬戸際だと。
They not comprehend their spinelessness puts the entire mission in jeopardy.
理解しておりますまい。本当に当てにならない連中ですよ。
俺たちの立場で言えたぎりじゃないだろうな。
He's the ones plotting rebellion. He's right. He's right.
何か言ったか中佐。
You say something, Clive?
え、別に。
No, sir.
ウィロー少々。我々は決断するべきなのかもしれ
I
ない。
can't believe they're just so down for whatever he says. It's like, perhaps it's time to take matters into our own hands. We only started a war, but let's take things a step further. How much further?
教授、それはいいかね。鍛造雷弾は決戦兵器は存在するのだ。
Now, General, if the forged bomb exists, a weapon that can win the war today
我々の手が届くと
sits
こ
in
ろ
the
に。
harbor,
た
waiting
だ
for us to use it.
使用の許可が与えられてい
The
な
only
い
problem
だ
is
け
we
で
lack the authority. Yes.
奪ってしまってはどうかな。
Why don't we just take it?
ウォルフ教授、ここ最近のあなたはどうも扇動家じみていますね。
Professor, over the past several days, your words have grown progressively more incendiary.
そちらがご本性ですか？
When did you become such a firebrand, or is this really who you are?
さて、 僕は何も変わっていないつもりだが、真実を探求し真実を告示するただの学徒だよ。
It's like I forget what's his name. Is it Clive? Who's the guy in charge? Who's the blonde guy? I don't remember. He's very observant. It's like he's almost noticed that the guy has suddenly changed his personality around and is like really pushing for the bomb. It's almost like Wolf has ulterior motives, but I don't think he's stepped on that one yet. I've always been Colonel, a simple scholar, nothing more. I seek only to reveal the truth. Like, why is he suddenly pushing it so hard?
その真実は誰が保証するのです？神ですか？それともあなたご自身が？
Or must we take your word for it? He's not liking him. He might just be pissed off or he's suspicious. I'm not sure.
クライブよせ。教授は忠告と助言をくださっただけだ。
Enough, Clive. The professor is only trying to help. Will Wolf convince him?
それ言われることは正しい。
He's right. It's time to consider drastic measures.
強硬手段も視野に入れよう。
本気ですか？
Can't be serious, sir.
我々は圧倒的な驚異的な戦果をもって大和国民を威服させ、反抗心を奪い、完全な支配下に置かなくてはならないのだ。
Thankfully, he
そ
swayed
の
this
気は
guy.
もうすでに失われつつある。
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It is Clive. Okay. Our victory must be absolute. We must crush Rokuhara with such overwhelming force that none dare resist our rule. And yet that opportunity is fast disappearing.
我々は六原ごときとほぼ互角の戦いを演じ、その一部始終を大和国民に見られてしまった。
Instead of proving our superiority, all we've done is prove Rokuhara our equal. We're struggling, Clive. And in full view of all the people of Yamato. We're looking bad, man.
極めてまずい。
It's
猶予している
unacceptable.
場合ではない。
It can't stand.
一刻も早く我が軍の実力を知らしめねばならん。
We must demonstrate our full might to the world now.
しかし閣下。
But, sir.
ウォルフ教授、先日あなたがおっしゃった通り、いささか乱暴な手段でもためらう必要はない。
Professor, as you said before, we need not fear retribution. The sane person being overruled by the guy working against them and someone he turned into his patsy. Great job, by the way. I bet Wolf is feeling amazing right now. It's one of those things where, like, you know, you're playing Mafia and you convince some citizen to basically kill whoever you want killed, and you're like, fuck, this is going so well. It's almost too easy. This guy's just ruining his own chances at winning.
我々は大和を占領した後すぐ新大陸の同胞と共に放棄するのですからね。
Meanwhile, Clive is like the sane, the rational villager just sitting there like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Like, there are other people who are far more suspicious. As soon as Yamato's ours, we'll rise up against the crown together with our comrades in the new world.
そうだ。傲岸なる女王の時代に終止符を打つべくしてね。
Precisely. You'll make the queen pay for her arrogance.
その折には教授のかつてのお仲間も。
I assume we can count on your friends as well.
来妃の同胞だね。もちろん影日向に君たちを支援するさ。
Of course, General, my colleagues in the Reich will offer their full support, political and material.
そうなればきっと世界各地で反女王の火の手が上がる。
What has he been
時
feeding
代
these
が
guys?
変わりますよ、教授。
If all goes well, the flames of revolution will spread across the world, the empire will crumble, and a new age will dawn.
ああ、変わるとも。古き世界は葬られ、新たな世界が降誕するだろう。
Oh yes, General, that I guarantee, that the old world will fall and a new sun will rise.
ダメだな。もう俺より教授の方を信頼してるらしい。
Useless. The General trusts Wolf more than me now. It's because he's telling him what he wants to hear.
教授がやたら少々に近づいていると気づいたときに手を打っておくべきだった。後悔先に立たずってやつか。
I knew they were getting too cozy. I should have done something sooner. Too late for regrets now. I bet they have a saying for that in Yamato.
見切りを考えなきゃいかんか。
Suppose I'll need an exit strategy.
あんたとは最後まで一緒にやっていけると思ってたんだけどな。ウィロー少々。
I really thought we could go all the way.
決意したなら行動を急ぐべきだ友よ。
Now, my friend, if we're decided, we'd best move with all haste.
早い方がいい。キャノン中佐、手配を
Let's
頼
see to
む。
it, Colonel.
閣下
Sir?
どうした
What is it?
呼
I
ぶ
gave
まで
orders
近
not to
づ
be
くなと
disturbed.
言っておいただろう。
それが至急ウィロー少々に会いたいという方が。
Are there people demanding to see you?
こんな時間に
Yeah. Reports from
前
the
線
front,
から
I
の
suppose?
報告か。敵がまた野襲でも仕掛けてきたのか。
The enemy staged another assault?
違います。我が軍のものではなく、
Oh, that's sir. They're
そ
not
の
ours. They're
なんだ来客か。随分と非常識だ。
civilians. It's hardly the time for guests.
誰か知らんがしばらく待たせておけ。
I'll see them when there's time.
しかし
But sir, they're
部下を困らせてはいけませんことよ、ウィロー少将。上位命令には逆らえない。それが組織人の宿命なんですもの。
Oh, Otori's here. Is Otori gonna fuck things up for Wolf? That's not good. Come now, General. You mustn't make things difficult for the boy. He's merely following orders from a higher authority, as is the duty of us all.
キャノン
Colonel
中佐
Arceg,、
ええ。大鳥かなえ隊尉と
Captain
長
Otori
倉小
Kanai,
夜軍属です。
and Nagakura Sayo.
大尉に軍属。しかも頭に元がつくな。
But not a captain anymore, is she?
はい。
No, sir.
何が上位命令だと
Are you taking your orders now, Corporal?
あら、階級取り上げられてましたの？せっかくご厚遇いただいたのに。
I'm not a captain anymore? I did so enjoy the privilege of rank.
確かに俺は君を厚遇した元隊員。大きな期待を寄せていた。
I do like to think I treated you well. I hope you would prove worthy of my trust.
しかし君は期待に背いた。無断で軍を離れ、つまりは脱走した。
Instead, you repay me by going AWOL. You're a deserter.
ぶっちゃけて聞くがな。今さらどの面下げて戻ってきたんだ。
So tell me, miss, why shouldn't I clap you in irons?
お怒りはごもっとも。本当にご迷惑をおかけしてしまって。
Well, you have every right to be angry, Colonel. I do regret the trouble I caused you.
せめてものお詫びにこれをどうぞ。旅先で買い求めた銘菓でございます。
As a token of apology, a small souvenir of our travels. Where are the chocolates from?
何なんだ一体
Devil's going on here.
心ばかりの土産物でございますが。
Why, a traditional exchange of gifts, General.
そんなことは聞いとらん。お前らは何をしに来たのかと。
Why are you here? Never mind.
いやいい。付き合っていられるか。中佐、さっさとこの二人を逮捕して私の前から追い払ってくれ。処分は任せる。
I don't have time for this nonsense. Get the MPs, Colonel. Take them away. I'll let you handle the executions.
キャノン
Clive?
マーミット。チョコレ
Marmite
ート。
chocolates?
ジュネーブの名物か。
Made in Geneva?
何
Geneva?
やってくれたな。大鳥かなえ。
It was you, Otori Kanai.
すべて君か。
Everything that
フ
happened.
ォージドボムが使えなかったのも。
You're why they wouldn't give us the bomb?
はい。
Yeah.
愚痴だが、言わずにはいられないな。江ノ島でジョージを失ったのが痛かった。彼のサポートがあれば、俺はもう少し周りに目を配れた。
I'm not normally given to excuse. We knew she was in Geneva already, right? We just didn't think. We didn't know if or when she would be back because I just assumed she was written out of the plot. As that anyone whose route it isn't is okay. I'm not normally given to excuses, but just this once, I'll make an exception. Losing George on Enoshima, that was a savage blow. With his help, I could have spent more time tying up loose ends. You know, I was thinking like, what's a good example? I guess Sakura in Unlimited Blade Works is basically written out of the plot. It's not her route. Goodbye. 2 seconds later, she's completely gone, you know? She's basically irrelevant until it's her route, and then boom, she's suddenly the focus. So I was thinking maybe just Otori was like, you know, bust by sending her to Geneva, but I figured she was just like silently doing the disrupting work and wouldn't be back in the picture, as that was effectively her role. She does something in the background, you know she's there, but she doesn't come back. Somehow she made it back, though, so that's interesting. Alright.
君の失踪に関する調査を人任せにすることはなかった。
I would not have had to leave your disappearance for others to investigate.
そうでしょうね。本当にこの世の中、何が災いして何が幸いするかわからないものです。
Things would have been different, I'm sure. Truly, you never know what might come back to haunt or help you. Really.
中佐？どういうことだ？
Colonel, what's going on here?
どういうことなんだ？
Speak to me, damn it.
理解する努力をしてから聞きたまえ。人の話によく耳を傾けるのは君の美点だが、時として頼りすぎる嫌いがある。
Alright, you should try to arrive at the answer yourself before demanding an explanation. I've always admired your willingness to answer, but that's no substitute for independent thought. You know, if this guy had just a little bit more bling in his suit, he'd look like a JoJo character.
長所もどうこせば欠点なのだ。
He's got the face and like the top third, but the plain white suit isn't crazy enough. One can have too much of a good thing, yeah?
あなたはなぜ？
For you.
まずは名乗ろう。
I should introduce myself. Ah, for us. Thank you, the viewers.
いえいえ、伯爵。皆さん、知識の方々ばかりですから。
I believe we all know each other. Hakushaku, like the count?
だが名乗ろ
う。I'll introduce myself anyway.
は
あ。As you wish.
ルビー・サシュアントだ。
Ruby Sarshan.
はい。では。
Very good, Your Grace. Now, if you'll.
もう一度名乗ろう。
I'll introduce myself again.
ルビー・サシュアントだ。
Ruby Sashan. I don't know who that is.
そして最後にもう一回。
Once more.
ルビー・サシャン
Ruby Sashan. I understand.
とだ。
Okay.
お嬢様、どうかご自重を。右手の形がツッコミチョップ寸前でございますぞ。
Dangerously close to delivering a comedic head chop.
よろしいでしょうか、伯爵。
May I proceed, Your Grace? Please do.
始めてくれたまえ。
そういうわけで GHQ のお三方、こちらは国際連盟事務局次長ルービー・サシュワント卿。
Now, as we're all aware, this is Count Ruby Sarshant, League of Nations General Undersecretary.
国連本部の全権代理としてただいまヤマトに着任なさいました。
He's here on behalf of the General Assembly to act as its representative plenipotentiary. Plenipotentiary, okay. That's a word I'm not quite clear on. Plenipotentiary. Please explain.
はい。
You don't need me to explain what that means, do you?
少々閣下。
I have an idea, but please tell me.
ふざけるな。そんなものを突然よこされてたまるか。
You can't just. This is an outrage. You can't just show up out of nowhere and assert authority. Apparently.
そう申されましても、納得いかないなら伯爵にお願いなさっては？
I'm sure His Grace will show you his bona fides. Let me see. Plenipotentiary. Time to Google that. I have an assumption that it's like someone given the authority of what they represent. But let's have a look. Good old Google. What do we got? Wikipedia. Let's see. Wikipedia says a plenipotentiary is a diplomat who has full power or authorization to sign treaties or conventions on behalf of his or her sovereign. It can refer to anyone who has full powers when used more generally. When used as an adjective, it describes something which confers full power, such as an edict or assignment. So he basically has all the authority he needs to. Okay. He has full power and can independently act on behalf of... Checks notes. The League of Nations. Alright. Well, let's see if this League of Nations is actually useful. As real life one, not exactly great.
お願い。
Bona fides.
サシュアント卿、女王陛下の信任状を今お持ちでしょ？
Pardon your grace, you carry Her Majesty's imprimatur, do you not?
もちろんだ。
Of course, would you
確
like to
認
see
した
it?
いのかね。ビ
General?
ロ少々。
しかし不自然ではありませんか。 現地の我々に何の話も通さず不意に全権代理など。
Usurp our authority without any warning or consultation? It doesn't make sense.
軍の士気が乱れます。
It shows a complete lack of respect for the chain of command.
正論でございますな。
It is rather unfair.
本当ね。
Most unfair, Saya.
当面は横浜にてお待ちいただきたい。我々の方で国連本部に確認し、その上で。
I must insist you repair to Yokohama. We'll confer with the General Assembly and determine what measures.
そうはいかないのだよ。
Too late for that,
利用
Willow.
少々。
なぜです。
Whatever do you mean?
わからないかね。
You truly not know?
わからないのかね。
You truly not know?
わからないのか
Do you truly not know?
ね。わかってくれたまえよ、アメリカン。
I thought you Americans were smarter than that.
私は必ずしも君たちを憎んではいないのだ。できることなら、騒がず、争わず、静かに全てを終わらせたい。
I'd like nothing more than to see this resolved swiftly, peacefully, and without undue fuss.
さしてく
I
れたま
hope
え。
you'll cooperate.
わかりません。あなたのおっしゃることは謎めいている。
You're not making sense. What have we done to deserve this, Your Grace?
私にはさっぱりだ。
What are you implying?
横浜にてお待ちください。我々は女王陛下より与えられた使命を遂行します。
Please go to Yokohama. I have a sacred duty to the Queen.
あと3日、いえ、2日で十分。六原幕府を滅ぼし、この国を女王陛下の保護下に収めましょう。
In 2 days, Rokuhara will fall. I'll present Yamato to Her Majesty on a platter.
もう良いのだ。
It's over.
もう良いのだよ、ウィロ
ー。It's over, Willow.
どうして彼女が
Does Captain
大鳥
Notori's
大尉が
presence
私と一緒にいると思うのだね。
not answer all your questions?
なんですと。
彼女は私の依頼を受けて内偵を進めていたのだ。
I asked her to investigate matters here.
そのために GHQ にいたのだよ。
She's been
最
my
初から
agent
ね。
from the very beginning.
無論彼女だけではない。
Of course, she's not the only one.
他にも数人の配下を各所に派遣した。そして彼らが拾い集めた細かな情報を、その小さな断片を私は整理し結合した。
The bits of information they gather may not seem like much at first, but piece enough of them together and a picture is revealed. A very suspicious looking picture, I assume.
ちょうどジグソーパズルを組むように。出来上がった絵を見て、私は結論せざるを得なかった。
It's quite like a jigsaw puzzle. In fact, when I completed this particular puzzle, I was left with only one conclusion.
君たちはアメリカンドリーマーだと。
That you and your associates are American dreamers.
ウィロー、過去4度にわたり、君の同志は新大陸を大英連邦から独立させるための戦争を起こした。
4 times, Willow. 4 times you've risen against your masters, dreaming of independence for the land you call America.
そのことごとくが失敗した。それは天命なのだと。神が女王の支配を良しとしているのだと、君たちが学んでくれればよかったのだが。
4 times we've beaten you back. The lesson you should have learned is clear, that the British Empire holds heaven's mandate, that God himself has chosen Her Majesty to rule.
君たちはより低いレベルで理解したのだね。負けたのは力が足りなかったから。クルスが足りなかったから。
Instead, you learned a different lesson. You convinced yourself that it was power you lacked, power in the form of cruxes.
新大陸にクルスの生産地が存在しないからだ。
They can't be forged in the new world. You thought this is why you couldn't win. I mean, that's true. That's true. Nothing's changed there.
だからヤマトを欲した。世界でも屈指のクルス生産国を。
And so you set your sights on Yamato, a land as crux blessed as any on the earth?
君たちはこの国を女王陛下に献上するふりをしてかすめ取るつもりだった。
You never intended to give it to the queen. You were going to take Yamato for yourself and begin a fifth war of rebellion?
第5次新大陸独立戦争。愚かな野望だ。
How foolish.
So foolish.
しかし同情はする。君たちは確かに苦しみ追い詰められていたのだろうから。
I sympathize. I know you've suffered. I'm sure you felt there was no other way.
我らが女王の深き愛もあの広大な大陸を満たすには不足していたのかもしれない。
Perhaps that continent is just too wide for even Her Majesty's great love to illuminate.
だがね、ウィロー。
But though I sympathize,
それでも反逆は許されないのだよ。
treason is treason.
ここまで来て。
This is where it ends.
ここまで来て。認め
I won't
ら
let
れ
it.
るかカカ
General.
ウィロー。君が最後にすがるのは女王の慈悲ではなく、そのちっぽけな拳銃なのか。
Well, is that pistol your final refuge? Will you not throw yourself on the mercy of the Queen?
それが君の選択なのか。
You're making a very poor choice.
たまれ女王の犬め我々の苦痛が貴様などに分かるものか
You, the Queen's lapdog.
苦痛とはこういうものだ
As
味
the
わ
Oath
ってみろ
Yeah, you miserable cur.
な
すまないね、大鳥隊。
Thanks, Captain.
いえ、サシュアント卿。
My pleasure,
で
Grace. Shall
は、
I?
よろしいですか？
Wait, how did she equip that in like 1 second? Did we not have her standing there? Surely you would have noticed the chant. It takes like 10 full seconds to equip a Tsurugi. You can even get shot in that time. I don't know how she equipped that instantaneously, but that seems like a convenient hidden feature of Burroughs. Instantaneous equipment without animation or your enchantment. Alright, or your like chant. Real handy.
いや、私がやろう。彼は私の友人なんだ。
Now, if she say like just threw the thing in front of him or yanked him to the side, I would have believed that. But I'm kind of surprised. I'm kind of surprised that she was able to instantly equip. All right. Let me. This man's my
た
friend.
とえ彼がそう思っていなかったと
Even
し
if
て
he
も
wouldn't call me the same.
さらばだ。
Farewell, my
友よ
friend.
サシュアント
Oh, shout.
キャノン
Why?
ライブカカ
There.
頼む
Have to.
我々
Our comrades are waiting. I mean-
悲願を
Our comrades are waiting. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, Clive, if he felt like it, he probably could have instant equipped his own armor. I doubt Wolf has his. We'll see where this goes. Okay.
新大陸
Give them freedom. Go ahead.
我が同胞に自由と誇りと取り戻してくれ
So counting on you now.
カカ
Sir.
見ろ
Willow! Sad sax music plays in the background.
アワアメリカのため
Free
に
America.
頼む
Clive, remember the dream.
相棒
Kind of
暗
surprised.
い
What was Otori doing in the Otori route then? I guess we'll see how this goes. Presumably she's doing all these things in the Otori route too, right? He comes and sees us all the time, and then there's like a short break of a couple weeks, and then we're here, and all we know is they're dropping the bomb, but they wouldn't have been given permission in the first place due to her interference in the previous route? Alright, but I thought this guy was alive. Maybe I got my time schedule wrong, we'll see.
心中はお察しいたします。ですが、キャノン中佐、身柄を拘束させていただかねばなりません。
Now, if you'll pardon me, I'm afraid I must place you under arrest.
お持ちの銃を失礼。
If you'll hold still while I take your weapon, thank you.
ウォルフ教授、申し訳ないのですけれど、あなたもです。
Same goes for you, Professor. Please come along quietly.
複数の重大な嫌疑がかかっていますの。
You're suspected of numerous crimes against the League.
おお。
Oh?
身に覚えがおありでしょ？
I'm sure it comes as no surprise.
まあね。いつかはこんな日が来ると思っていたよ。
I suppose not. In fact, I always knew this day would come.
この強権的パンツ絶対主義者どもめ。どうあってもパンツ脱ぐのを許さんというのだな。
You goddamn panty-wearing fascists! You're here to end the dream of a society free from undergarments.
ちゃうわ。お嬢様ちっちょ。剣で突っ込み入れたら死にますから。
Mistress, please, if you head chop him in your sarugi, he'll die.
何？違うだと？では君は今パンツを脱いでいるのか？
Does that mean you're not wearing panties?
見せてみろ。
Show me.
変態やめてから出直してくださいまし。
Please stop being a pervert. It's like we had our drama, our dramatic death, and Otori's and Wolf are just like time to ham it up.
僕に死ねというのか？
Are you telling me to die?
死ぬのかよ。あと変態の自覚あるのかよ。
You know, at least he knows he's a pervert. Yeah, like Sayo says, at least he knows it.
いいえ、もういいですからお嬢様。こういう面倒な人はさっさと連行いたしましょう。
But enough, mistress. Best not waste time with this sword. Let's lock him up and throw away the key.
そうね。
I suppose that would be best.
これで終わったと思うなよ。
Damn you, this isn't over. You hear?
僕は必ず帰ってくる。そして全人類のパンツを脱がすであろう。
Be back, I say. I'll see the world rid of panties if it's the last thing I do.
これほど嫌な野望って人類史上にかつて存在しましたかな。
Has there ever been a villain with a more vile ambition?
多分なかったと思うから国連理事会に掛け合って世界人類反逆罪とか創設していただきましょう。
I can't imagine there has, Sayo. Perhaps we can get the assembly to declare it a crime against humanity.
それならきっと100回くらい処刑できますぞ。まあ変態は得てしてゴキブリチックな生命力を誇るものなのでまだ足りないかもしれませんが。
A few hundred times, of course. Perverts are like cockroaches and they're ever so hard to kill.
僕は諦めない。諦めないからな。
I'll never give up. Never.
しばらくは至福の時だ。
Wait for me, Cannon.
待
The
ってい
chance
て
will
くれた
come.
まえ。キャノン中佐。絶望するんじゃないぞ。
Don't lose hope. And dawn of the final day, dawn breaks. Wolf is arrested. Clive is arrested. Willow's arrested. We have no one pushing for the bomb to be deployed. And we have no one in the area who would ever deploy it. This seems like a bad end. We'll see if something random happens. This room has grown familiar these past 2 weeks, but this will be my final visit. One way or another, it all ends today. One way or another. Hikaru is sleeping, or rather she's awake. This is her reality, her body broken, her mind long fled, and soon she'll drift to sleep, and there, in the deepest abyss of dream, the other Hikaru will awaken. Insego. She's the one part of Hikaru the sickness ravaged her couldn't destroy. The strongest Hikaru, the purest Hikaru. Hikaru's most heartfelt wish given form. What is my most heartfelt wish? For Hikaru to live, the answer is plain. No matter what comes, no matter the cost, I won't let Hikaru die. Yes, no matter the cost. A god. Kashimara says there's only one way, to summon a god from the bowels of the earth and join it to Hikaru. Even now I have my doubts, it's hard to believe this god exists. But if that's her only hope, so be it. I'll risk everything, my life, the world itself, on the smallest chance that fable is true. If anyone stands in the way, I'll crush them. I'll rip it from their hands, all they hold dear, and add it to the wager. It's not a forgivable act, I know, to gamble with the fate of mankind. It's inhuman. Inhuman. But I'm not human, not anymore. I'm a sword, forged with one purpose, and there's nothing I'd rather be. As a sword, I need not doubt my actions are right. I need not grieve for the lives of those to be lost, or lament the destruction my blade will wreak. Doubt, grief. These are impurities stripped from me by Ginsego's bright flame and left to harden on the smelting room floor. I'm a sword, invincible Maken. And were someone to pull me from my hilt, they would find graven upon my tang but one word, love.
それは愛情ではない。
Love Kaguya?
呪いだ。
It's a curse. I fight off a sudden wave of dizziness. What was that? Doubt? Impossible. My heart's a flawless crystal. Must have been my imagination. Time. The final act is beginning. My part is already written. All that remains is to play it to the end.
中佐殿、こちらにおいででしたか。
Colonel, I've been looking for you.
まもなく軍議が始まります。
The generals are about to meet.
そうか。
Go on ahead.
さあ、どちらへ。
Where will you be, sir?
厨房による。
In the kitchen.
厨房？
The kitchen?
なんか今日は妙だな。
Something seem off?
何がだ。
Such as?
進駐軍の連中、やけに攻め手が中途半端じゃない？
The way these GHQ boys are fighting, don't you think they're playing it awfully safe?
言われてみればな。
Yeah, they could be trying harder.
でしょ？
Yeah.
しかしそれは、ことが思惑通りに進んでいるからではないのか。
Could mean our plan is working. I look around to make sure no one's within earshot, then lean close to Chachimaru.
後で決戦兵器を使う気でいれば、
They plan to drop it to
強
make
行して
sense.
無駄な犠牲を出そうとは思う
They
まい。
conserve manpower? Yeah,
そうなんだけどね。
I guess, but still,
どうも引っかかるな。
something's not right.
ウォルフからの連絡もまだ来ないし。
There's been no word from Wolf.
うまく片付いたなら一報よこすはずなんだけど。
He's supposed to get in touch when it's all set to go down.
柳生上腕を経由してか。
Through the Yagyu, I assume?
うん。
Right.
はい。ただいまお届けに上がりました。
As a matter of fact, I just received a message.
何か。
Is something wrong, sirs?
心臓に悪いな。
I wish he wouldn't do that. Alright, time for the bad news.
心臓に悪いよ。
You're telling me?
これはご無礼。
My apologies. Having successfully startled us half to death, Yagyu Zhuansai bows respectfully and performs his own scan of the area before continuing.
鎌倉の進駐軍臨時司令部にいる同志の一人から
We've had word from one of
た
our
った
friends
今通報がありました。
in GHQ field headquarters.
ウォルフだろ？
You mean from Wolf?
違います。緑竜会のメンバーではありますが。
So the source is a member of the society.
なんでよ。連絡の窓口をいくつも作ると混乱するから、ウォルフが一括で引き受けるって約束だったろうに。
Communications go through Wolf, otherwise channels get crossed and shit.
ウォルフ教授は
Professor
現
Wolf
在
is currently a prisoner.
拘禁されています。
はあ？何やってんだあのパンツ親
What did the panty brain fuck do this time? No, don't tell
父！
me.
まさかとは思うが。
強制わいせつ罪か。
Sexual assault.
こんな時に
Did he have picked a worse time?
いいえ、
I'm afraid it's slightly
も
more
う
serious
少
than
し
that.
事態は深刻かと。
Colonel Cannon has
キャ
also
ノ
been
ン中
arrested.
佐も教授と同じく。
You're shitting me.
だと。
Colonel Cannon, the name's familiar if I'm not mistaken. He's one of the GHQ officers responsible for deploying the bomb. And he's under arrest?
ウィロー少々は
What about Willow?
わかりません。すでに抹殺された可能性もあります。
Already be dead.
何があった？
What happened?
昨夜未明。いえ、正確には今日ですが、
Early this morning, Count
国
Ruby
連事務
Sarchan,
局次長
the League of
ル
Nations
ービ
General
ー・サシュアン
Undersecretary,
ト博が
he made a sudden appearance at
密かに
Kamakura
入
Field
国。
headquarters. Apparently, not doing the Otori route is backfiring on our plans here, and she is actually able to disrupt the bomb drop. Okay. Her motivation last route was to try and stop it. We sort of did. We screwed it up, and it didn't go as according to her plans, though we didn't know they were trying to get themselves bombed last time.
以降、ウィロー少将は所在不明。キャノン中佐とウォルフ教授は個別に監禁。
Immediately thereafter, General Willow went missing, and Professor Wolf and Colonel Cannon were arrested.
軍の統帥権は国連全権代理および大英連邦女王の信任大使として
And the
サ
AEF
シ
now
ュアン
rests
ト伯爵が
entirely with Count
事
Sarshan,
実上掌握しつつあるよ
This
う
guy
で
speaks
す。
so slowly, oh my goodness. Who comes invested with the full authority of both the League Assembly and the Crown.
ちゃちゃまる。
Explain,
どうい
Chacha.
うことだ。
バレた。
They blew it.
GHQ の対ヤマト政策を仕切ってたキャノン中佐は新大陸独立派だったんだ、お兄さん。独立のためにヤマトが欲しくて、ヤマトを取るために炭造ライダーを使おうとしてた。
Look, it's like this. Cannon and Willow were part of this faction trying to win independence for New Britain. They planned to use the bomb to claim Yamato for themselves.
あてらは、つうかウォルフ教授は独立派に協力しつつ利用する腹だったんだけど。
Meanwhile, we were using them to get us where we needed to be.
この土壇場で キャノン中佐とその一党の正体が国連に露見した。
They've allowed their plot to be discovered now?
としか考えられない。
The only thing that makes sense.
はい。
Indeed. So I wondered how a group so obviously untrustworthy as the Green Dragon Society could wield such influence in GHQ, and now I begin to see the full picture. American Dreamers, I believe they're called, those who long to free the New World from the yoke of the British Empire. Over the past 200 years, they've staged no fewer than 4 major insurrections, plus any number of smaller uprisings. If Russia is Britain's greatest enemy without, they're the greatest enemy within, and they're also one of the weakest. In this setting, due to the magic of underground water passages in the old world, the New World is physically incapable of making power armor, which is currently the main way wars are fought. So, if you have regular dudes with guns versus flying space marines, you're in a bad spot. You're in a bad spot. You're like, I have a rifle. And he's like, I can parry bullets with my bare hands. Assuming the bullet would hurt me, which it wouldn't. I think that was they introduced that in the first scene of this VN, right? That a guy tries to shoot 3 Musha, one parries it with his sword, one takes it to the face because it doesn't hurt, and the other dodges it. And you're like, all right, so a regular gun with no special tricks doesn't work. And then that guy promptly died because, they were in the middle of killing the whole village. In this case, however, the balance of power is overwhelmingly in Britain's favor. It makes perfect sense that Americans would accept aid wherever they could find it, even from a man of questionable motives like Wolf, traitors in the heart of GHQ. So this is how the society is able to put such a fabulistic plan into motion. It's a stunning example of lucky coincidence, but perhaps that's what a successful parasite requires. Be in the right place at the right time, to attach itself to the perfect host. However, if that host dies... Fuck, yeah, we in trouble. Why are conspiracies so fucking hard? If it were easy, you wouldn't need to conspire.
炭造ライダーは落ちねえ。国連から来たやつはヤマトをどうにかするより GHQ の整理を先にしたいはずだからな。
This count asshole won't do a goddamn thing until he's rooted out all the traitors.
チャチャマル、キャノン中佐とやらはできる男か。
Is he capable?
身柄を自由にしてやりさえすれば、
If he regains his freedom,
今ここからでも失地
will he
を
be able
取り
to
返せ
resume
る
the
か。
plan?
それは
Probably.
そうだね。
He's got balls, that's for
あいつは
sure.
タフだし、頭も切れる。指揮権を奪回して作戦を続行するくらいのことはやれるかな。
I think he could
全
pull it
権
off.
代理ってやつもまだ大っぴらに中佐を反逆者扱いはしてい
As
な
long
いっ
as
ぽ
he's
いし。
ranking officer, it doesn't sound like they've told the troops he's a traitor.
ええ、そういう話です。
What are you suggesting we do, Harold?
しかし、港様。
その男を救えばなんとかなるな。
If rescuing him will solve the problem, that's what we do.
これから行ってくる。
I'll see to it at once.
お兄さんが
You will?
他に誰がいる？
Who else is there?
でも
It's way too
ダ
dangerous.
メだよ、危ないよ。
戦場で言うセリフとも
It's
思え
war.
るが。
Everything's dangerous.
程度ってもんがあるし、こないだみたいに危険なのは嫌だからね。
Not like this. Remember what happened last time? I nearly had a fucking heart attack.
この間、
Oh, last time.
県庁寺の時の
You
話
mean
か。
at Kenchoji?
あれは当てのミスだったけど、まさかあの真っ黒太郎が無者と思わなかったから。あんなのにお兄さんをけしかけたあの時の自分をとっつき倒したい。
Yeah, that was mostly my fault. I should have figured that masked dude for Musha. Fuck, I want to punch myself for making you fight him.
今思い出しても食欲が減退するわ。
一周しただろうが。
You recall that I defeated him?
結果はそうだけどさ、進駐軍の司令部にいる竜騎兵は1機や2機じゃないんだよ絶対。
Kashimaru would be more successful if she had an army of Nobus at her disposal? Probably. Nobus are quite fearless. They have flying saucers. Or did you mean the actual Nobunaga with like the magic floating guns that shoots down planes? Those would be pretty good. We're talking about GHQ headquarters here. There's gonna be dragoons by the fucking dozen.
どうにかする。
I'll take care of them.
どうにかするでどうにかなったら6年前の戦争でうちの国負けてません。
If they were that easy to take care of, we wouldn't have lost 6 years ago,
な
damn
ん
it.
だそれは。お前はそこまで俺を信用できんのか。
Is that it? What's
そ
that what
う
I'm
じゃ
saying? It's
な
just,
いよ
it's just
そうじゃないけどガンくれてもこれはダメ怖くなんかないしね
a giant death flare is not going to work on me this time. I'm not scared or anything, God.
まあいい。
Never mind.
お前が許そうが許す
I
まい
don't
が
need your
知らん。
permission in any case.
行ってくる。
I'll return shortly.
帯をつかむな。
Let go of my sash.
堀越中将様。
We're beginning to draw attention, Your Excellency.
ダメったらダメったらダメどうしてもって言う
Said no, and I mean, if you're so dead set on going,
なんだ
yes,
なあても一緒に行く
I'm going with you.
バカかお前
Are
は。
you out of your mind?
あんたじゃ負けるわ
You're asking me?
将
Then?
軍が陣を離れてどうする。
You're needed in command here. It'd look really weird if you were gone.
おじいさんだって副官でしょ
And you're my second.
やめれば済むことだな。
Then I resign my commission
あてを捨てる気
for abandoning me?
そういう話ではない
Not how I
が。
see it, but
そういう話だったと
even
し
if
て
it
も
were,
別にためらう理由はないと思う。
この人ひどい
you meanie. It's even Chachimaru's route, and we're abandoning Chachimaru.
港様。
Sirs, please,
堀
please.
越中将様。
I turn to face the visored man who's watching us with poorly concealed amusement. He's not even bothered, of course.
今度はお前か。
I assume you have something to add?
ここはどうか。
I'd ask you leave this
私め
task to
に
me.
お任せを。
Joel?
上案
実はもともとそのつもりでおりまし
From
た
the。beginning.
お前とて暇を持て余す身ではなかろう。
Surely you have other duties?
私の職務など
There are many
代
who
理
can
の
perform
務
them in
ま
my
る
stead.
者はい
それは俺も同じだ。俺の方が面倒もない。
The same is true of mine. Besides, this is my real duty.
しかし
Gotta save your
適
sister.
材適所と申しましょう。あなた様は潜入工作の専門家ではあられない。
Be it that as it may, it behooves us to use our pieces where they'll serve best. You, sir, are not trained in methods of infiltration.
この上案は足利家の裏方柳生一門の長
I'm the master of the
敵の
Yagyu.
陣中に潜り込むなど
I've dedicated my life
日
to
常
the
茶
shadows.
飯のことでございます。
Their security nets will pose no obstacle. Alright. We got, this guy's the next disciple of Shinkage Ryu, right? So he's, Yagyu Munenori. He's currently the closest to Yagyu in whatever the present day is. I think it's like 1940.
上案
Go on, you sure?
頼
December
める
4th, 1940? So,
緑流会のため
the society requires
我
it,
が信仰のため
as does my faith.
必ずやご期待に沿いましょ
I swear to you I shall not fail.
うん
Okay.
う。港様意味軸も堀越中将様が申された通り
Harold
企み事とは
herself observed
な
so
かな
astutely.
か思うように運ばぬもの。
Plans such as these are fraught with difficulty.
さらにこの上予期せぬ事態があるやもしれませぬ。
Greater challenges may yet arise. You and
あ
the
な
general
た
must be
様
ready.
は
Respond
堀
whatever
越
happens.
中将様の傍らへお残りになり異変に備えてくださりませ。上案伏してお願い申し上げます。
Humbly beg you to remain by her side. As the crazy good samurai wishes.
わかっ
Very
た。
well.
柳生上安祭。
Say this to you, Yagyu.
はい。
Harold.
俺はお前が生きようが死のうが構わ
I
ん。
don't care whether you live or die,
だが、つまらん死に方はするなよ。
but don't let yourself die for nothing.
それは、どうも許せん気がする。
That I feel I could not forgive.
かしこまりました。
I hear and obey, but you need not fear.
ですが、ご案じなく、行く先には、私の運命が待ち受けている。
I have a feeling I can't describe it.
そのような予感
But
が
I
い
know
た
out
し
there
ます。
my destiny awaits.
運命
Your destiny?
はい、
Yes?
おそらく、
I know this too.
こちらに残られる
Yours is
皆
here.
これは
My apologies.
預言者じみたことを申し上げました。
When did I become a prophet?
つまらぬ
I don't know what
話で
came over me.
お耳汚しを
Alright.
ジョーン
Alright, Joan.
行ってまいります。
Until we meet again. And then he's gone just as he came with a bow and a swirl of shadows.
お兄さん
Why did you say all that?
なんであんなこと言ったの？
何かな
I had a premonition of my own, I
予
suppose.
感とやらが
どんな？
What did it tell you?
あの男ともう会うことはない。
That we will not see him again. Oh boy. Okay, Joan's out infiltrating the base. Trying to get them to attack again.
GHQ 内部の様子は
And how are the men reacting? Okay, so what is his plan? Free this guy or assassinate the present leadership? Are these guys in the field headquarters? In broad daylight? Sneaking into an enemy base in an enemy camp in broad daylight and assassinating its leadership is quite the bold move.
どうだね
Captain? Oh boy, it's this guy.
どうだね
Well,
そのはい
yes.
やはり動揺が広がっています。
This quiet is spreading, Your Grace, as to be expected.
ウィロー少将とキャノン中佐が全く唐突に姿を消し、代わって伯爵が指揮の代行を宣言されたわけですから、女はやむなきことでございましょう。
And then out of nowhere, His Grace announces he's in command. There's bound to be a little confusion.
説明もしておりませんしね。
Haven't offered any explanation.
無理からぬだが説明は起爆剤も同然だよ
But alas, this is how it must be. Going public now would be like setting a match to a powder keg.
新大陸独立派が GHQ の中にどの程度浸透しているのかそれを確かめるまでは危険すぎる
Don't know how deep the dreamer virus has spread. Until we do, the risk is much too great.
ええ、確かに。
Agreed, Your Grace.
現状において彼らは不安と不信に苛まれながらも暴発までは至るまい
Let's leave things as they are. Events might have them feeling anxious, but not enough to try anything drastic.
さようでございますな。まだ
Your Grace.
しばらくの間は。
It'll hold for a time.
ゼネラルとは連絡がついたのだね
Have you managed to get in touch with the Marshal?
はい。機関手段の手配も済んでおります。
Great. I arranged transport for him to Yokohama.
遅くとも明後日には戻られましょう。
He'll arrive in 2 days.
では私が無理をして GHQ の整理に手をつける必要はない
Good.
ね
I'll let him sort out this mess. It
本
is,
来の
after
責
all,
任者に務めを果たしてもらう
his responsibility.
私はそれまでこの状態を維持する
In the meantime, I'll keep things from getting out of hand.
その方針でよろしいかと存じます。けれど、六原軍との戦闘はいかがなさいますか？
What should we do about the fighting? I mean, if nothing else, if Joan kills this guy and Otori, they could probably, and people found out, they could probably claim that the League of Nations secretly authorized this invasion on this guy, and this guy was in charge, as he's on the field and the ranking person when they went and assassinated the command. That could... I don't think that would do anything they want to, but at least that would piss off people and look really bad for them. I don't know if that would do anything. I don't think it really matters. Anything past today is irrelevant for the Green Dragon Society, right?
無目的に戦争を続け、無意味な死者を増産するのはあまり喜ばしくないお話です。
Further bloodshed is meaningless now that the reasons for this war are in question.
人の死が無意味であることなどありえないよ
Death
大
is
鳥
never
隊
meaningless, Captain. It always
私
has
は
an
そう
impact
信じている
somewhere.
だがそうだな
But you're correct.
多くの者が望ましからぬ死を遂げることには
We need
な
not
る
send more men to die.
止められるものなら止めた方が良い
Best to bring it to an end if it can be ended.
はい。
Yeah.
方法があるかな戦争というものは一方だけの都合で開始できるが
The Kenner?
終了するときには 両者の合意が必要とされる。
The country may begin a war of its own volition, but all parties must agree to end it.
一番簡単な手は合意の必要な相手を完全に抹殺してしまうことです。
Suppose the fastest way would be to kill everyone who might disagree.
鍛造雷弾、お使いになりますか？サシアント伯爵。
簡単な解決法だな。
That would be the fastest way, I'm sure.
Oh
yeah.
やめておこ
But no.
う。私は条件によって戦争を許容する。しかし、いかなる条件によっても大量虐殺は許容できない。
Times when war may be justified, but there's never an excuse for mass murder.
戦争が、つまりは大量虐殺と同じ結果を生むものであっ
Is
て
war
も
not simply mass murder by a different name? What side is Otori arguing for? It's hard to tell. She didn't want it to drop in the first place. Last route. But she seems to be probing at the possibility?
そうだ。
Of course.
良き戦争と悪しき戦争の区別
Or
な
she's
ど
just
ない
seeing。where he's going.
だが、平和の前提である戦争と次の戦争の前提でしかない戦争、その違いはある。
War can never be good or humane. The best it can be is necessary. To determine this, we must ask ourselves, will it lay a foundation for peace or only for the next war to come?
鍛造雷弾による未曾有の大虐殺でこの戦争の幕を下ろすのなら、ヤマトの人々は自失し、屈服し、50年後に再び立ち上がるだろう。
Forge bomb will slaughter men on a scale not before seen in history. The spirit of Yamato will be crushed and its people will surrender. And then in 50 years they'll rise again.
そして1000年間憎悪に燃えるだろう。
Their hatred to burn for 1,000 more.
我々は国際東亜共栄連盟。
For the League of Nations.
全世界に憎悪と騒乱の種ではなく、
But so the
平和
seeds
と
of peace
繁
and
栄の
prosperity.
種をまかねば
Not
な
the
ら
seeds of
ない。
conflict and suffering. I'm just sitting here pressing X to doubt, because clearly, since there's been at least 4 revolutions, 4 major revolutions from one place and several others, clearly they fucked up at some point.
はい。
Yes, Your Grace.
女王陛下の平和と
The Queen's
女王
peace,
陛下の繁栄を
the Queen's prosperity.
たとえこのヤマトが未開の後進国であろうと、住むのが劣等人種であろうと例外にはしない。
Even the
む
lowest
しろ
savage in the darkest
だ
corner
か
of
ら
the
こ
world,
そだ。
they deserve to know
我
the
々
Queen's
の
love.
優越する文明をもって正しく導くべきだ。
We must bring them the light of civilization.
これは使命なのだよ。
It's our sacred duty.
そうではないかね。
Do you not agree?
はい、伯爵。おっ
As
しゃ
you
る通りで
say,
す。
Your Grace.
でも、大和国民にアンケートを取ったら、誰も頼んでねえだろって回答が9
I'm
割以上
willing
を
to
占めると
bet
思います。
if you polled Yamato, 99% of the answers would be some variation of who the fuck asked you.
ツッコミ次長、こういうお人だと最初から分かっていたではありませんか。
You knew what sort of man he was going in?
国連本部ではマシな方ですぞ。
Simply is home to much worse.
分かってましたよ。
I know, Sayo.
論法はともかく、結論は好都合ですし。
Whatever his justifications, he's giving us what we want. Jesus.
鍛造雷弾は使えない。それで簡単に勝利を得られるとしても。
So no, we won't be dropping the bomb, even though it would grant us an easy victory.
いや、だからこそでもある。GHQ 内の戦場が済むまでは、勝利しても誰の勝利になるやら知れたものではないからね。
That alone is reason enough not to use it. If victory comes before GHQ is cleansed, there's no telling who might claim it.
ええ。
Your Grace.
良い収集の方法はあるだろうか。
What are our other options?
やはり撤兵するしかありませんでしょう。
Withdrawing our forces, soon for peace? Or what? Just proceeding with a normal attack?
こちらから攻撃したのだから、こちらから引くのは道理とも言える。しかし、ただ引けば六原軍の追撃を受けるだろう。
We struck first, however. Therefore, we should be the first to lower our fists. Very logical, but what guarantee do we have Rokuhara won't launch a counteroffensive?
横浜にまで攻め込まれかねませんな。
They might chase us all the way back to Yokohama.
それは望ましくない結
That would
末
be
だ。
equally
撤
unacceptable.
退は後方から少しずつ。並行して停戦交渉を進めましょう。
I propose we begin by pulling out our rearmost elements first. Meanwhile, we open peace negotiations.
見込みがあるかね。単なる痛み分けでは困る。相応の条件をつけ、進駐軍の優位を示した上で和
A
睦せね
simple
ば
peace
なら
in
ない。
place won't do. Rokuhara must make significant concessions such that we can call it a victory.
さもなくば女王の皆に傷がつく。
Anything less cast aspirations on the majesty of the queen. The queen invades. The queen invades, demands concessions, and then claims peace. Surely that's I know this guy's probably not intending to practice what he preaches, but it's kind of funny. He's like, we have to lay the foundations for future peace. So anyway, we'll invade this country and then demand concessions to end the war by not conquering them. This will totally make them like us and totally lay the foundations for a lasting peace when they know for 100% certain that we'll just evade them again. It's like, yeah, what? Like, that's not how that's gonna work. That doesn't lay anything for lasting peace, but, you know, whatever. And that's an interesting proposal. Okay.
やり方次第です。朝廷を利用してはいかがでしょう。
I believe we should approach the emperor.
京都朝廷。ヤマトの名目上の君主か。
Yeah, Yamato's nominal ruler.
和平の仲介者としては最適だね。
I suppose he would be the perfect choice to broker a peace.
鎌倉にいる毎度の宮殿下なら窓口になってくださると思います。
His brother is here in Kamakura. I'm certain he'll be willing to act as a go-between.
よろしい。任せよう。すぐに動いてくれたまえ。
There's no time to lose.
わかりました。
At once, Your Grace.
良い報告を待っている。
I eagerly await word of your success.
サシュアント卿。
One more thing, Your Grace.
何かね。
What is it?
どうか身辺にはご注意を。護衛の兵を離されませぬように。
Take care with your personal safety. I recommend going nowhere without a sizable escort.
ああ、わかっている。ここは敵地だと心得ているよ。
Thank you, believe me. I'm well aware this is enemy territory.
本当は一個師団引き連れてきたかったほどだ。六原に阻まれるにしろ、独立派に阻まれるにしろ。
I would have liked to
それ
bring
で
a
は
full
ヤマト
regiment
に
with
踏み
me.
込めないだろうから
But that would have
断
made it
念したが
impossible
ね。
to take our foes by surprise.
はあ。
Indeed, Your Grace.
安心したまえ。うかつに出歩くような真似はしない。
No cause for concern. I won't wander about like a fool.
そのようにお願いいたします。
Very good, Your Grace.
お嬢様、我々もできるだけ手早く要件を済ませて戻りましょう。
So the person who can deal with Shoan's leaving. I bet she could take on Shoan. For our mistress, it would behoove us to complete our business and return as quickly as possible.
そうね。
I agree. Let's be about it. But she's leaving, adding risk for this guy. So Otori might be out of town when he gets attacked. Orders to withdraw.
撤退の準備
We're really pulling out?
ああ、しとけっ
What
て
the
さ
Sarge。said.
まだ不堕落を落としてないんだろ
We haven't taken the castle yet, have we?
そのはずだ。
Not as far as I can tell.
なのになんで撤退なんだ
The hell are we pulling out?
わからん。
Don't know.
まあ終わるならいいだろ
But that means it's over, right?
そうだな。
No complaints about
まあ
that?
終わるならいいか。
When I first approached the battlefield this morning, I got the feeling something changed, and by noon, the feeling had become a certainty. The electric tingle of impending violence vanished, and when I look at the faces of soldiers in town, I see not anticipation and fear, but confusion and relief. Even on the front lines, the full-bore offensive of yesterday developed into a series of skirmishes, enough to keep the defenders occupied, but not enough to push closer to the walls.
退却するの？
Are they giving up? Everything points to a retreat in the works. But why? Rokuhara pushed them back yesterday, but the attackers should still have the advantage. Did Rokuhara hit their supply lines? If that were the case, I'd sense panic, not relief.
けれど、
Whatever happened. This lull in the battle's the chance I've been waiting for. I can get inside the castle. I can reach Kageyaki. Alright, she's gonna try and sneak into the castle in the daylight.
どうやっ
Otori's
た
going.
所長
What's the word, chief?
間違いありません。進駐軍は撤退に向けて準備しています。
It's confirmed, Your Highness. GHQ is indeed preparing to
あ
withdraw.
ら、さっきのカナエさんの話は
So, Miss Kanai's offer?
はい。
Gonna be
信
trusted?
じてよろしいかと。
I believe so. What a mess.
えらいことやね。ヤマトを本当に欲しがってたんは大英連邦やのうて新大陸の独立派。
These American dreamers are calling the shots. They're the ones who wanted this war.
聞けば納得できる話ですが、確かに意外でした。
It fits what we know, Your Highness, but I agree it's a surprise.
ほんまにね。
Yeah. I wonder if you could sell information on GHQ's offensive and their stealth technology to Russia. If you're playing the little third faction, just bargain away like the husks of a couple of their stealth units, assuming you killed any of them. Keep a couple for yourself, bargain a couple away, and see if you can get something useful out of them, since obviously GHQ would invade you again. Might at least get something out of the war, right? Must say I'm impressed with Captain Otori's performance.
Oh, なんや、珍しいこと言うな。さては惚れたか。
You chief? Don't tell me you're falling for her.
ご冗談を。そんな気は起こしたくとも起こせぬ身の上です。
Fine, it's jests. Even if I had such feelings, I couldn't act on them.
宮殿下はご存知でしょ。
His Highness knows better than most.
ああ、そうやったね。すまん、うっかりしてたえ。
Oh, right, sorry. I didn't mean anything by it.
いえ、とにかく、これで全て終わります。
Now if all goes well, the war will end by nightfall.
終わりにできます。
Better or worse, it'll end.
そうやね。この戦争、
It will end.
とにかく
That's what counts.
終わるわ。
And over to Joan's perspective? Whose perspective is next? Cannon.
やあ、キャノン君。元気かね？
Good day, Colonel. I trust you're well.
ちゃんと希望を捨てずにいただろうな。
Don't tell me you'd given up.
ウォルフ教授。
Professor.
よかった。少なくとも生きてはいる。
You're alive,
あっさり
wonderful.
首でもくくってないか。不安で仕方なかったよ。
まあ、椅子に縛られたまま首をつれるほど器用じゃないので。
It would have been difficult tied to a chair.
し
How'd
かし
you escape?
どうやってここに？
仲間に助けてもらった。
A little help from a friend.
仲間？
A friend?
彼だよ。
Let me introduce you.
バルトロメオ、彼を自由にしてくれ。
If you please, Bartholomew.
はい。中佐殿。
Of course, please hold
失
still,
礼
Colonel.
いたします。
教授、彼は大和人では？
Professor, this man's a Yamatoan.
ああ、そうだ。大和人で僕の友人だよ。
Yamatoan and one of my
今は
closest
そんな
friends.
ことどうだっていいだろう。
That hardly matters now, does it?
さあ、中佐。
Come, Colonel.
再開するんだ。
Back to it.
何をです？
Back to what?
寝ぼけてるんじゃない。僕らの勝負をだ。
The
もち
plan,
ろ
of
ん。
course.
今さら。
Plan? The plan's
も
over,
う全て
Professor.
は終わっていますよ。今の私は処刑を待つ反逆者です。ここから脱出したところで、せいぜい逮捕を待つ逃亡者にしかなれません。
I'm a traitor. How long do you think it'll be before they haul me back to face a firing squad?
情けないことを言うな。君はウィロー少将から夢を託されたんじゃないのか？
Whining man, have you forgotten Willow's last words? He entrusted his dream to you.
君は表向き、
No
ま
one
だ
knows
反
you're a
逆者で
traitor.
はない。
何ですと？
ルービー・サシュアントは GHQ 内に潜む独立派の全貌を把握していないんだ。
Count Sarshan
だ
fears
から事件の公
publicizing
表
your
によっ
arrest
て彼らが暴走する可能性を恐れている。
will provoke a general mutiny. He doesn't know how numerous your co-conspirators might be.
そうだね、バルトロメオ。
Isn't that right, Bartholomew?
はい。
It is.
わかるだろう、中佐。
Don't you see?
サシュアント伯爵さえいなくなれば、ここからでもまだなんとかなる。
We can turn this around. All we have to do is get rid of Sarshan.
何か
Do you have
武
weapons?
器はありませんか？
見張りの兵士が持っていた銃
Your
な
guard
ら
did?
あります。
Help yourself.
ガーランドはいい。拳銃だけ借りよ
I'll take his sidearm, leave the Garen.
は。
Of course.
よしよし。では、行こうか、キャノン中佐。
Let's.
止まれ。ここはサシュアンタ伯爵閣下の。
Oh, these are the quarters of his grace. Colonel.
さあ、
This way,
お
please.
二方。
ありがと
Fine work, Bartholomew.
凄まじいな。武装した兵士を二人、
In
一
the
呼
blink
吸
of an
か。
eye. Impressive.
些細な手妻でございま
A
す。
trifle.
う。頼もしい友だろ
Isn't he a
う。
treasure? Now
さ
then.
て、
お取りたいか。 おかえり。だがもう少し静かに入ってきてくれたまえ。
Is that you, Cap? I'm glad you're back, though I wish you'd enter a little more quietly.
今読書中なのでね。
I'm reading the most fascinating treatise.
そうか。またはりは留守ですか。そいつは助かる。
The Matahari's out. Glad to hear it.
クライブキャノン。
Clive Cap.
ねえ。
Yes, Your Grace.
ルービー・サシュアント。
報復かね。
Revenge, then?
女王の代行者。世界平和維持組織の代表者たるこの私を。
Actually, a new sprite for Clive. I don't think we've had him with a gun before. Or wait, no, have we had him with a gun in the previous route when he was threatening us? I don't remember. We can murder a representative of the crown, a guardian of the Queen's peace.
君はただの報復で殺すのかね。
For nothing more than your petty revenge?
いいえ。単にあなたがいては邪魔なんですよ。
You're simply in our way. The guy actually die?
その顔芸に付き合い
I've
たくもあ
had
りま
enough
せん
of
し。
your close-ups. It's true, he does have... He's been in like 3 scenes, and he's had a lot of close-ups and repeated dialogue.
よくやった中佐。
At least his introduction was memorable.
本番はこれからだ。
Well done, Colonel. It's only the beginning.
GHQ を再び掌握。兵を動かして鍛造雷弾を奪い、不堕落城へ投下するのだよ。
You must quickly regain control of your men, procure the forge bomb, and drop it on Fudora.
そこまで短絡的にはやれません。
You can't drop the
ま
bomb
ず
like
地
that.
上の我が軍を城周辺から撤退させなくては。
First, we have to pull our forces from the
そ
castle.
れはすぐに済みましょう。
That won't take any time,
進
Colonel.
駐軍はすでに
Withdrawal
撤
has already
退の
begun.
準備を始めている様子ですから。
なんだって。いや、そう
Of
か。
course. Loshan's planning to
サ
end
シ
the
ュア
war.
ントのやつ、すべて仕切り直すつもりでいたんだな。
おかげでこっちは助かるというわけだ。しかし中佐、
Puts us in
の
an
んびり
excellent
はしてい
position.
られん。
We mustn't dally, not even for a moment. I also don't see a body for Sarshan. I didn't see that he's dead. There was no commentary. He pulled the trigger and they're just like, well, that's done with that. I know he's a minor character because he showed up in 3 scenes in this route alone, but I don't like having characters with sprites quote-unquote die without actual, like, confirmation anywhere. We've just had dialogue. It's very suspicious. I know he might actually be dead, but, like, I'm thinking, this doesn't seem like enough confirmation of death. Like, considering this game's fine with showing us someone getting decapitated, they'll surely fine with showing someone get shot, right? Alright.
進駐軍の撤退につけ込んで、六原が城から出撃でもしようものなら、雷弾で一掃とはいかなく
There's
な
no
る。
telling when Rokuhara will launch
急
a
ごうじゃない
counteroffensive.
か。
It's our last chance to catch them behind their walls. We gotta hurry.
いい、巨獣。
Dial. Notori returns.
これは遅うございましたか。
We were too late.
大取り隊員か。
Captain Notori.
一度は見事にしてやられた。
You got the better of us once.
二度は決してやらせたくないな。
Again.
一つ聞いておこう。ちゃんとパンツは脱いでいるかね？
One question, Captain. Are you wearing panties under that skirt?
履いてます。
Great, so.
危険人物め、バルトロメオ！
I knew it. Dispatch this fiend, Bartholomew.
なんとこのようなところで
Can it be?
奇遇にも程がありますな。
In a place such as this?
長倉。
Nagakura.
バーヤ
Saya?
お嬢様、お下がりください。
Stand
決
away,
して
mistress.
前へ出てはなりません。
Stand well away.
いけません。バローズに手をつけては。
You mustn't don your armor.
走行する前に切り殺されますぞ。
He'll kill you before you can. She literally did it in a frame, but he's faster than that. Okay.
やはり剣でしたか。
It's a Tsurugi.
忠告は正しい。しかし万一の成功もあり得た。その可能性にかけさせるべきだったのでは。
Your warning was accurate, although I wonder if you shouldn't have let her take the chance. God willing, she may have succeeded.
走行しようとすまいと私は 大鳥かなえを殺すのですから。
As it is, it won't change her fate. I'll claim her life, Tsurugi or no. And he knows that she's Otori Kanae. Okay.
分の悪い賭けに主人の命は晴れませぬよ。もう少しマシな勝負にいたします。
Well, if I'm going to risk my mistress's life, I'll choose the wager with the more favorable odds. Sounds good to me.
上安斎殿、あなたがお嬢様を殺そうとするなら、この老婆は主人を見捨てますぞ。
I'll let her die.
なんと
I beg your pardon?
守れぬものを守ろうとあがいてもせんかたございませんからな。あなたがお嬢様を狙ったとき、さよはそちらのウォルフ教授を撃ち殺します。
I won't attempt to rescue where none's possible. In exchange, however, I'll kill Professor Wolf.
僕？
Me?
もしくはキャノン中佐を。まあ、どっちでもよろしい。
Perhaps I'll kill the colonel instead. I'm sure either will do just as well.
さて、いかがなさる？
What say you, Master of the Ague?
お嬢様、お逃げくださいませ。
You must leave now, mistress.
さよ。
お早く。この男の力量がわからぬお嬢様ではありますまい。
Can see how dangerous he is?
しょんべん臭い小娘の出る幕ではございません。早く。
No place for a mewling babe, go.
さよ。
よ。
従者の一番大事な役目は知ってる？主人の葬式をして素敵な母姫を読んで遺産の整理をすることよ。
You know a servant's most important duty to her mistress? To hold her funeral, read her eulogy, and manage her estate after she's gone.
ちゃんとやってもらいますからね。
I'm not letting you off the hook, you hear?
無茶をおっしゃる。この老婆にあと何年生きろというおつもりなのやら。
How long does she expect these old bones to last? Are you gonna put on your armor?
生きるでしょう。
Since she's sort of wearing it, just doesn't transform it.
何年でも、何十年でも、何百年でも。
Even the youngest of us will be dust long before you're gone.
この世が続く限りは。そうでしょう。
When the last man dies,
レデ
there
ィ
you'll
ーザ・
be.
ブラッディ。
Is it not so, Lady of Blood?
あなたは変わっておられない。30年前から。
30 years and you haven't changed? You're the same as the day we met?
お美しい。
Still beautiful?
小四郎殿は随分と変わられましたな。
Koshiro, you've changed.
え
え。Yeah.
なぜこのようなところにあなたがおられるのか。
May I ask what brings you to this place?
信仰のため。
Faith.
他には
There's nothing else.
何もありません。
変わられた。
You have changed.
はい。
Have lost
私
much.
はあなたと共にあり、共に戦っていた頃の
Man
私
who
と
lived and
は
fought at your side is gone. We know
違います。
literally nothing about Sayo's history.
誰も恨めません。
I chose to leave
私
that
は
man behind.
己の意志で捨ててきたのです。信仰をただ一つを残して、信仰を守り、
Guard his faith and carry
高
it
め
to
る
fruition.
ために、
I forsook all else he was.
ただ神の存在を
I have only one wish, to know
よ
the
り
face of
近
God.
くに感じるために。
神しかあなたの魂を救えないのでしょうか。
And only God save your soul?
はい。
この作用には救えませんでしたからな。
Task was beyond me.
ああ。しかし。
But wait,
そうだ。
there's one thing I've not yet forsaken.
私はまだ一つ。
Lay it on me, buddy.
あなたをまだ捨てていない。
My heart still sings of you.
あなたのことを忘れたことはなかった。
Never once have I forgotten the time we spent together.
小四郎。
Koshiro.
予感は正しかった。
I was right.
私の運命はここにある。
My destiny is here.
私はあなたを捨てなければ神を迎えるために。
I must divest myself of this final burden and forsake you before I can go to God.
遠い。
Feels like a dream.
とうございます小四郎殿。30年前あなたと共に見た笠木の掛け月。
The night in Kasagi 30 years ago, the crescent moon we shared together.
もう 思い出せません。
I no longer recall its shine. A dream. Yes. What are the other people in this room doing while these guys are having like this lengthy and nostalgic conversation? A distant dream. Actually, I should double check that.
遠い。
ここは通せませぬ。
I won't let you pass.
通らせていただきます。あなたの主人は
I'll pass all the
放
things.
置するには危険すぎる。
Your mistress is too dangerous to leave alive.
柳生小四郎。
Yagyu
あな
Koshiro.
たを倒さねば。
Only by
私
defeating
は
you
神に会う資格を得られない。
will I prove myself worthy of his embrace. I mean, Otori is super dangerous since she sees everything like it's playing frame by frame on playback. So, yeah, hitting her with a surprise attack's like impossible. Hitting her in general might not be possible either. It's a tough one. Where are we cutting? The Zero pilots are still fighting. They're still fighting? Okay.
Oi, Sasagano! どうした？様子が変だぞ。
Hey buddy, you're acting strange.
調子が悪いならひとまず下がってろ。
You got
お前ら
problems.
は俺たちの頼みの綱なんだ。
Head back to base. We need you guys in top condition.
いや、平気だ。
Fine.
調子。
I feel
調子が
feel great.
すごくいい。
Ah, yes. This is where the effects of Shashimaru's something take place. She was playing around with the secret weapon, which might be these guys. I was wondering what that was, since we didn't see any other secret weapon. Looks like there's gonna be something. Are they gonna go berserk? Are they gonna all become agents of Ginsego? Like, what are we expecting to see? There's a chance she just like took like 10 Ginsego eggs and was like, fuck it, I'm gonna just make these guys all go crazy. Or at least act without inhibition, or maybe in subservience to Ginsego? I don't actually know. We'll see. I don't think we're gonna find that out this time.